talking about losing your career. You literally chose to be in this video to dogpile and like just to participate in this shit show. Did you not? Like, what do you think? What are you thinking? How are you going to sit there and cry? It's just mind bending. This girl is perpetually the victim after starting this entire thing.
I can say you're not just choosing to be in a video, you're being in a content cop of a friend betraying a friend.
You're literally being in a video whose sole purpose of existence is to start drama, is to start beef, is to call someone out. Like, you have to know that there's going to be a response to this coming. And not just a response from the content creator, but his fan base, from the internet as a whole. Like, you have to know the repercussions of being in a content cop. And it's not just like you were in some rando's video on YouTube and you didn't know what the response would be, like someone just making a video entitled "My Response is So-and-so." No, you were in a content cop, a series on YouTube with a legendary reputation. You know what's following this. And if you didn't, you're and still deserve everything that's coming your way. No sympathy here whatsoever. Not that I believe any of these crocodile tears to begin with.
There's not one poignant point made here that I feel needs to be explained, justified, or apologized for. Not one, dude. Not a single one. Fuck. That right now.
The fucking disingenuous framing behind this entire thing, dude. I don't understand how you can interpret this as anything but malicious. I don't understand how the snark, how any of these people can interpret it as anything but malicious. All right. So Ethan has responded to iDubbbz Content Cop, and normally I don't like to do reactception where I react to a reaction, but I don't consider this react content because the guy reacting to the content is the guy being directly addressed in the content. So this is just a response video. So we got a response from Ethan Klein to the content cop put out on him yesterday by iDubbbz, or Wednesday by iDubbbz.
It's a reaction to the response.
Well, no,
it's not a react to a react. It's a react to a response.
Yeah, I'm reacting to the response because he's responding while reacting to it. So I don't even consider that a reaction. That's just a response. But he's doing it as part of his podcast, though. So the content cop came out on Wednesday. It's now Friday. He put out this episode today. He just made it part of his podcast. Now the content cop he's reacting to in and of itself is an hour long. And I imagine he's pausing a lot to address all the points and to do all that stuff, so that stretches the time out. I don't think he would have spent the entire podcast doing, let's see. Oh, good. He added chapters. I don't think he's going to spend the whole podcast talking about this one thing. Just doing this. Yeah. So he's reviewing other people's stuff too. Like he's doing everything. Okay. So we got the intro. The intro lasts 7 minutes. And after that, it says XQC's reaction. So then he's watching XQC watch it. So he's doing reactception. Then he looks at Frogan's response. I may be interested in that. Why iDubbbz brought back Content Cop. And then watching and reviewing the video is the last segment. So he's got a few segments here. I don't want to see Frogan's response. And then we'll watch. And then we'll skip over the history of Content Cop and their friendship. Yeah, like we'll skip over that and we'll just go to him watching the video. I mean, that's probably interesting and relevant to the drama too, but this is already going to be so long that I'm just going to have to, if you guys want to hear him talk about his past history with iDubbbz and how their friendship fell apart, you can go watch that on the podcast on your own. I probably will myself tomorrow while I'm at work, just listen to the podcast. Well, not tomorrow, because I'm off work tomorrow, but, and thank you for the sub, Moons. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard. I don't know why my alert didn't go off for that. That's weird. I think I need to redo my alerts. I noticed they were doing default alerts yesterday, so I think something screwed up my alerts here. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna mute the game entirely, so there'll just be no game audio while I'm reacting to this. All right, so we're gonna start with Frogan's response.
The night of the.
All right, get this pulled up on stream. All right, here we go. Let's see. So he's gonna talk about Frogan's response to it. That I'm interested in because, oh man, she got memed to death. She got memed to death after the Content Cop dropped. because no one was expecting her to be in it, and then her face just popped up on screen, so they started photoshopping her face next to that. What is that, Momo, the jump scare like video that went viral with Momo something? My kids watch it. Yeah, so she does kind of look like that. They're like, I got jump scared by Frogan, and everybody just started memeing on her. Their reaction to her hasn't been well, but their reaction to Jihad the Hutt never is. So anyway, let's see what she had to say and what Ethan thinks of it. And we'll do our own analysis too, because fair use.
The content nuked dropped was on her stream crying. And I'm just flabbergasted by this, which, like, again, I've accused her and all of them of being cry bullies. The thing is that I'm always only ever responding to these people. And of course, Frogan being the genesis for most of this whole thing, when I quietly unfollowed her on Twitter after her heinous tweet defending Hamas terrorists on October 7th. She lost her mind about it, and it became a story because she was so vocal about it. But now she's ever the cry bully. Now, Frogan, you did not have...
They are cry bullies, but I never get tired of the fucking Frogan sounds on the soundboard. Oh my god. Oh.
Have to be in this video, right? But here's her response that evening after joining the dog pile.
They're not just being in the video, like she was like dancing and doing the L and like flipping you off.
Bro, you did a Fortnite L on me. Yeah, you flipped me off, girl. You did that. Nobody made you go into Hasan's office and do a Fortnite dance, okay? Nobody made you do that.
Yeah, because that's what they do, is they'll throw the first punch, they'll fucking clown on you, they'll talk shit, and then the minute you retaliate or say something back, they go immediately into fucking victim mode. Like, that's the MO for these people every time. It's just that, over and over again.
This is your music. This is actually your music. Okay, if iDubbbz video had a soundtrack, it would be that. Go ahead, Zach. This is the soundtrack.
It's the wrong emote music, but I get it, Ethan. Copyright. Gamer and me is coming out.
Kind of hits all slowed down like that.
I see them dancing, and I'm still flabbergasted by this video. Anywho, here's Frogan from the night that they dropped the video.
And to be quite honest, it's very hard to look at, you know, like, you know, karma will make its way. To me, it's very hard to look at it that way. I wish I had that point of view. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, you see the shittiest fucking people at the top.
By the way, who's number?
Do you mean Hasan? That guy that's at the top, that shitty person at the top that you all dick ride for clout? You know, the fact that your stream only exists because you're a waiting room for Hasan? That guy? Are you talking about that guy?
One streamer on Twitch right now, political streamer.
Asmongold.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Not every day.
No, but like... Hasan is at the top, right?
He's definitely at the top.
Yeah.
He's at the top.
Thank you.
He is
I don't know.
top. You know what I mean?
Because, like, you know, you see the shittiest fucking people at the top. I don't know if I believe in karma. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
listen, if you
did, you'd understand why bad things keep happening to you, sweetheart. Oh, sweetest cipher.
You should. You're a living example of it in action.
Yes.
I don't understand how is she crying.
Well, she didn't even start
They're
the tears
crocodile
yet.
tears, yeah, they're not real. This is all
my
performative.
career over this bullshit.
Why are you talking?
Your career? Your career? What, the one that only exists because you're a waiting room? That career that you couldn't build when you got nominated and then won 2 years in a row? Rising Star Award as a streamer? How do you become a rising star and not rise? That's you, bitch. What career? You don't have one. You don't have one. It's on life support.
Talking about losing your career. You literally chose to be in this video to dogpile and like just to participate in this shit show. Did you not? Like, what do you think? What are you thinking? How are you going to sit there and cry? It's just mind bending. This girl is perpetually the victim after starting this entire thing.
I can say
You're not just choosing to be in a video. You're being in a content cop of a
Yeah,
friend
you're
betraying
being
a friend.
Yeah.
You're literally being in a video whose sole purpose of existence is to start drama, is to start beef, is to call someone out. Like, you have to know that there's going to be a response to this coming. And not just a response from the content creator, but his fan base, from the internet as a whole. Like, you have to know the repercussions of being in a content cop. And it's not just like you were in some rando's video on fucking YouTube and you didn't know what the response would be. Like someone just making a video entitled, "My response is so-and-so." No, you were in a content cop. A series on YouTube with a fucking legendary reputation. You know what's following this. And if you didn't, you're fucking retarded and still deserve everything that's coming your way. No sympathy here whatsoever. Not that I believe any of these crocodile tears to begin with.
Right? So it's like a very
You're participating in like
aggressive participation.
yeah, it's not like a casual cameo. You're in like
You're not just like calling into Morgan Pierce to talk about something.
for example, I did a cameo in the Leafy content cop. That meant something more than just like, oh, Ethan's here.
Yeah, like, if anyone understands where you're coming from and can even sympathize with you, it's the guy you made the content cop on. He's cameoed in previous content cops. He knows the fallout. He knows what's going to happen, just like you should have. Obviously, there's going to be fallout from that fan base. There's going to be fallout from the creator. I mean, how do you not know? I mean, sure, there's going to be a little bit of clout too, but Jesus.
Here for do a cameo.
It's the
like,
price you pay.
Let's not be silly about this. We know what you're doing there, okay? And so is karma real? I don't know. Let's see how you feel about it.
I was consistent in my views, and I have been consistently against genocide, and it consistently uplifted the Palestinian people.
Oh, God, I love his editing. He does all this
Was
shit
that
live
part
too.
of the
That was-
content cop?
No, no, that's
no,
not.
this is wait.
Others can't
This is
say
us
that, but
fucking
I
with it.
can.
Still
Did
great.
content
Still
cop
great.
uplift the Palestinian people? Is my question.
I don't even think he barely even mentioned the conflict. I don't think he raised money. He did a charity. He basically achieved literally nothing for the people in Gaza that apparently are the ones he's helping, allegedly, by doing this. It's really something how everybody's activism these days is just shitting on me. Okay. Every time someone
That's their activism, and that's their activism in general. Is who are we going after now? Who's our political opponent, and how do we take them down? Yeah, like that. Like that's the MO. That's what they call activism. Remember, no bad tactics, only bad targets. It's always just everything's an attack on somebody. Usually it's fine because the acceptable target is always the right. But now they've convinced themselves that Ethan is right wing somehow. So therefore, it's okay to go after him. So first they have to convince everyone that he's a right wing Nazi, which was the narrative they pushed before, and then they follow it up with the content cop. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I heard it too late. All right. Next one's yours.
Every time someone hates on me, a
won't
fucking PETA falls from the sky in Gaza or something, apparently. Like, that's what they act like, you know what I mean?
Same for Frogan.
No.
Man, it took you a minute to hit the soundboard there, Ethan.
And I feel like
What
such
happened?
a bitch for crying, but it's just like,
Cause you are.
I didn't want to
like,
say that.
You sit and reflect, and it's just like, what
Yep,
the
her
fuck,
words.
dude? There are some days I just sit and I'm just like, I'm just like, I'm like, what did I do to deserve this?
Well, let's say, first of all, participating in a fucking treacherous video that's essentially, Brutus stabbing
I
Caesar
do?
at the Senate floor. Of course, me being Caesar. Yeah. He's iDubbbz is Brutus.
Caesar?
And then Frogan is like one of the extras.
I'm just gonna buy it.
Senator?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Who fucking who?
We knew who held the power. That's why they killed him. It was me, baby.
I have no pity.
Yeah, she goes, what did I do to deserve this? Literally everything in this entire
Yeah, you wished PTSD.
exchange?
Let's see. You wished PTSD on soldiers. You had no pity. You had no pity for other people. Now you want pity. You want them to have pity for you. You had no pity for soldiers. You call everyone a Nazi or a fascist or a genocide supporter who disagrees with you. And if they speak out against you, then they're a transphobe. All you do is attack, 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 attack. And then when it comes back your way, why does no one have pity? Boo-hoo is me. No one has pity for you, and this is why. How can you possibly be surprised by any of this?
Just like a few hours before the video that came out that you're in it.
How can you be? Anyway, my goal is not to totally dunk on Frogan. Unfortunately for her, she just makes it so damn easy. But like, I'm not. Obviously, she's not the main villain in this story by any means. Right. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I hope you get PTSD.
I hope that you have a great life and you find a really nice job. You know, one day. You know, or at least, you know. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Okay. We got them.
By the way, anytime someone's like, "What did we do to deserve this?" I'm just like,
everything.
Well,
yeah. The answer is literally everything. The thing you built that entire career on, you think you have, which, by the way, ceases to exist if Hasan stops streaming, or also ceases to exist the minute he starts streaming. So if he ever quits permanently, no one's watching you. If you ever stream at the same time as him, guess what? Still no one's watching you.
Go back to burger.
there was this part. I can't get over his inclusion. Like, bro, I don't even know why you're in this video, bro. Who are you? Like, I know your name's Sean DeBlack, okay? I've said it before. I've seen you before, but like, I've never talked about you, man. At least, like,
he's only.
I meant.
Yeah, like Sean DeBlack is a guy he's never even addressed. Like, he's literally just there to be their fucking DEI hire for the video. He's just their DEI hire. Like Ethan's had no beef with him. He's never talked about him. Like, they've never had any fucking interaction. He's just there for fucking no reason other than to be their DEI hire. And then had the gall to be like, at the end, the only one to address the fact that everyone at the end of that video had something nice to say about Ethan. That was kind of the point. And then the only one who didn't was Hasan. Hasan didn't say anything nice. And Sean DeBlack's like, I didn't know saying no to that question was an option. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said anything nice. So all you do is make yourself look like shitty people time and time again, and make yourself look like petty fucking petulant children. And then the minute you get called out on it, you play the victim. You're all fucking children. You're all fucking children. This is what my 10-year-old does. Is she'll talk shit and she'll cop an attitude, and then the minute she gets in trouble, she cries and feels like she's being abused. Like, it's just, you're all the fucking same.
Like,
I had no sympathy.
Yeah, so I included him in the contact note because he said he wanted someone to kill Destiny.
Right.
So, which was, you know.
Oh, I guess
is
that's
that
why.
enough to be in this content?
Not at all. You brought him up one more time. It was I think he was the one complaining that Hasan doesn't react to his videos or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was true. That was a great clip.
Oh, that's true.
He started accusing Hasan of being racist for platform.
Yeah, he's the only orbiter of Hasan who gets no attention from Hasan. Like, why are you even orbiting this guy? Because it gets you an audience. But why is your audience watching you? Like, the guy they're orbiting you for doesn't even watch you. Oh, that's old. No, yeah, that's a lot of people right there.
Platforming.
But,
maybe they didn't see
but that
me.
wasn't a criticism of him.
Yeah, but that's not really. That's more criticism of Hasan.
Well, at any rate, listen. Okay, maybe he thinks that there's a beef between us. I don't really know anything about him. I've barely talked about him. So, okay, listen. Maybe it's a one-sided beef. That's fine. We love those. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the arena. iDubbbz. Now, this is very interesting to me. It was only a mere, I don't know how long ago exactly, but it wasn't very long ago at all that iDubbbz put forth his new thesis on the world, one of empathy and humanistic values. Here he is talking about it.
I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge.
Yes, that's the apology that we reacted to before mine during the last one, to add context. I'm glad Ethan's also adding that context too, because he shows like how bad he himself thinks Content Cop is to be put out into the world, and then makes another one on Ethan. Like, it's so disingenuous.
it. The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people
Sorry, I'm really bad
for very lackluster reasons, and obviously didn't have any accountability online whatsoever on my end. I was morally grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on, and I'm not. I'm a human, I'm a real human who makes mistakes, and I make a different set of mistakes than the people I was making videos on, but it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave, and it's not. It's super irresponsible and shitty.
Now, what's funny about that is like that wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? Like that was maybe a couple months ago. And he goes, so there's something uniquely evil about me, right? That wasn't present in any of the other people he made content cops about. All the numerous, shitty behavior and people he talked about. I am uniquely evil. I am uniquely evil to the point where he's going to do a 180.
Yes, that was his point, was that the stuff that he does has a power that other content creators don't have, that the stuff that he makes has the ability to be so evil, so fucking evil, that it can end careers, and with great power comes great responsibility. It's basically the whole fucking speech he's making. And now, now that it's for clout chasing to go after a former friend, he can find a way to justify it.
80 on his newfound moral principles. Nobody deserves this, he says, unless you're a Zionist.
I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
Nobody. I didn't hear an asterisk, buddy.
Shitty.
It's like if you're going to make such a grand statement, you can't do a 180 on it next month. Like, you got to at least try to live up to your values for like at least 30 days, man.
Yeah, but you don't count, Ethan. You don't count. You're not a bad target. He can justify it because they've spent all this time building up to it by making you out to be worse than them. So therefore, like, doing a bad thing is only bad if you're doing it against the right person. Like, no one's like, if you commit murder against an innocent person, you're a bad person. But if you murder Hitler, well, you're a hero. Yeah, see, he's a hero now because you're Hitler. You're a Nazi. That's what they tell everyone you are anyway.
And they did talk about it on their podcast.
Is this from a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, there's one.
This is when he went on his apology. I'm not edgy anymore.
Okay, so I have one that's newer.
Yeah, it's apology.
What, Hila?
I was just gonna say they did talk about it on their podcast, so I thought that was what they have to say, and we're all moving on.
Well, so that's what I'm pulling up now. This one was actually very recent.
He did make a choice to no, I'm going to throw out everything I said before and just go and do a content.
He's like, actually, I'm going to fall back to my exact same ways that I tried to make amends for against my friend of 10 years for the crime of being a Israeli, basically. I mean, So anyway, here they are talking about it on their podcast, which their critically acclaimed podcast, Maximum Damage, which certainly the viewership would be not the reason that he would be desperate to make a comeback in my name.
I've never even heard of this podcast. I honestly didn't know they had one. Oh, he means iDubbbz and Anissa's podcast. Yeah, I knew they had one. I did not know the name of it. I've never heard anyone talk about it. I don't think anyone watches that shit. Well, I mean, they are now, because he's just like, the whole point behind this, don't be fooled, don't be gaslit. He doesn't even believe the stuff he's saying, and that's why this content cop is the worst one. Because it's the one that's not about criticism, it's about clout chasing. Just by making this content cop and collabing with Hasan and his cronies, you instantly plug into Hasan's cult-like fan base. So I'm gonna give it a week or two, and then or maybe a month, and we'll check back in on this in a month, and we'll pull up the analytics for iDubbbz's podcast with his wife, and we'll see the viewership numbers they were getting before the content cop and the viewership numbers after. And viewership numbers after don't mean the content cop was good. It means that Hasan enjoyed the head he gave him.
And I wouldn't even dare to point out.
Sucking hard.
Maximum damage.
You're kind of pointing it out.
No, I'm not. I'm not meaning to. I just want to show.
Kind of seems like you mean to.
Well, okay. Well, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say my intentions in this moment. They didn't even show up. They're just showing some like random fucking. Okay, here we go. She ruined my career podcast. Okay, this is them. Yeah. So
Okay, the only time I'll talk about the game, just in case you didn't know it. You can request money from your teammates by opening your backpack and pressing the Y button on the money icon to ping it.
just like totally irrelevant, totally besides the point, and for no reason, I'm showing you the viewership on his podcast.
Stop.
I think Tom Ward gets more views than this dude.
No.
What?
No.
Tom Ward pulls more views consistently than these two.
True.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no one watches
the
this
reason
shit.
why he's decided to throw.
Yeah, look at those fucking viewer numbers. No one's fucking watching this shit. And now I'm gonna be curious to see the viewer numbers. Fucking commit those numbers to memory. Those low fucking numbers right there, commit them to memory. Because after this content cop, we'll give him a few episodes and we'll see the fucking boom, the Hasan bump. We'll see that all that dick riding, all that deep throating he's doing to Hasan, fucking paid off. Watch, because that's the whole reason behind this.
Throw his entire new moral framework out the window is because his his episode from 3 weeks ago got 3,000 views.
One might suggest that.
Well,
3,000 might sound like a lot, especially when you're comparing it to my channel, because I can already hear you fucking Hasan fans, you fucking cult members in my comments now. I get more viewers than you. Where's your viewership? Yeah, I'm fucking nobody. I'm just a guy making a criticism. But if you want to actually talk numbers here, iDubbbz is a dude with millions of followers. Large fan base. He is a fucking YouTube legend. And when a YouTube legend can't get more than 3,000 consistent views with fucking millions of followers, yeah, you've fallen off. Like, look at his viewership before the apology tour and then after. Like, compare the numbers he had with millions of subs back in the Content Cop days, and even the bad unboxings and the Kickstarter crap. Like, all of those did better than this. None of this is received well. And there's no way to slice that. There's no cope you can give that makes that sound good. There's no ratio you can blah, 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 blah. No, the ratio is subs to views, and he's getting like 1%.
I wouldn't suggest that. That's below the belt. But we wish you all the best here in Maximum Damage, and one day people are going to tune in, I promise.
One day. Is that what it's called? Maximum Damage?
You know, the problem with this...
Maximum Damage, yeah. That's what this has done to your career. It's done maximum damage. How appropriate. Like, this is like you... It's almost a parody of itself. Like, all it sounds like it could be written as a skit. Like... There's no way to satirize this. The reality is satire.
Show might be that it's just not good. Have they considered that?
No, their ego won't let them.
Well, that's addressable.
Because, like, people watch this show, right?
Right. Well, and it's not good.
It's presumably
watch,
they like
so
it. They like it for
something else
reason.
must be going on. Clearly.
Yeah, they talk so much shit about your podcast. I think that was a big portion of the Content Cop is how bad your fucking podcast is and how you've had to switch up formats and blah blah. Hey, well maybe you should learn from fucking Ethan here because he's switched up formats and he's managed to maintain an audience while your audience of millions has long gone, except for the like 2% of people who just, I don't know, they got a parasocial relationship with you or they just won't give up for some reason. But hey, you'll see a bump now that you got Hasan viewers to come and artificially inflate your views. Maybe they can, put your new career on life support like they did for Frogan and Mike from PA and Sean DeBlack and, the rest of his orbiters.
They presumably like it for some reason.
Maybe he doesn't promote it. He has issues.
And these are the same people who will call you sheep. Who will call you sheep if you just agree with an idea or blah, blah, blah. If you have something that disagrees with them. If you say whatever the popular opinion is, then you're a sheep. When they literally have to follow Hasan like sheep. That's what they do. They're fucking sheep. They're his little herd, and he leads them where he needs to lead them, and they do what Papa Hasan says.
Promoting
True,
stuff,
he does.
Yeah.
He's allergic to promotion.
Yeah.
This is not good.
His best way of promoting his fight is to utterly betray one of his fighters, who's representing our podcast in his fight.
That's already like 200% more promotion than he did for the last one that lost him $250,000. So, I mean, it's a bad marketing strategy. But at least it's a strategy, I guess. It's better than the nothing he did last time.
That was sick.
It's super irresponsible and shitty.
Don't be hard on yourself. Can you believe this guy? Like, he actually wanted this. He actually thought this was a good idea. There is no way that any of this will be anywhere near worth it for him.
No.
And again, there stands no chance of damaging my reputation at all. Like, this changes nothing for me. But it definitely says a whole lot about you. A lot, by the way, that we didn't know. I suspected, in my worst possible nightmares, as you pointed out, that my friend of 12 years, a close collaborator.
Wait, it was 10 a minute ago.
I don't know the exact number. It's been a while.
It's growing.
Well, when was the
colorblind?
Yeah, when was the colorblind video? I don't know if that was our first one,
I
but
feel like that was like the peak of us making videos together.
we did.
Right?
We did he's definitely my closest collaborator. I mean,
That was 8 years ago.
8 years. So I did a ton of videos with him. He did a ton of videos with me.
But he's changed since then, man. He grew and you didn't. Okay, iDubbbz learned empathy at the ripe old age, at the young age of 30. He's a grown man now. He's past his puberty that he apparently hit in his 20s, and now he's all grown up now, and he learned empathy at 30.
It was very symbiotic. It was very, we enjoyed it a lot.
Leaving my friendships behind.
Yeah, I know. That he would throw away his friendship of 8 years in favor of a bunch of terrorist sympathizers who support CPS coming and taking my children away.
And
I didn't dream
snarkers.
that would be his position.
Yeah.
You know?
He didn't like his last audience, but he's gonna like the new snarker audience.
I saw a ton of anti-Semitic comments.
They are vultures. They will like you, and you'll like them as long as you're telling them what they want to hear, as long as you're preaching to that choir. The minute you dissent at all, the minute you say anything that they don't agree with, they will cannibalize you. They will eat their own. They will turn on you. I don't like Jordan Peterson, but he was 100% right. That's the one thing he was right about that I agree with, is that they will cannibalize you. He's resin in here, so now's the time.
Comments in his someone had screenshotted a ton of anti-Semitic comments. I was like, oh well, iDubbbz, it looks like not all of your old audience left. You've managed to maintain a nice contingency there. But anyway, here, go ahead. Tell us about yourself.
Ethan's upset with I think some of our connections, and we've tried to reach out to Ethan to talk privately. Basically, it just seems like we're at a bit of an impasse. So we want to stay out of the drama as much as possible.
This dumb liar bitch was simultaneously planning to make a
He was probably already, yes, working on the script and working with them to make it, as he's making this podcast where he says he wants to stay out of the drama. And he's literally about to drop the biggest fucking drama nuke this entire beef has seen. What a weaselly fucking liar, dude. A weaselly little liar.
content cop while
Fucking
playing
irony.
nice, presumably trying to play nice and act like he's above it all. You know, what a disingenuous loser. And he tries to continually say like, oh, how did he know this about me? And I'm like, bro, you're literally proving everything I
Yeah, I can imagine so. It's the same guy killed in there. And then teabagged him. Sorry, I don't mean to distract from the content, but that felt good. Oh, I forgot to pull my shoe. My bad.
thought about you was
I
correct.
don't want to pile on and add
Y'all didn't see that.
to anything.
Oh, that's so nice. They didn't want to pile on and add to anything. Okay, buddy. Appreciate that. What has changed?
Doesn't want to pile on. Literally makes a video where everyone piles on to create it. You can't make this shit up.
Since then. Now, at this point, I think it's time we just start watching. I need to thank our sponsor, and from this point onward,
I have a small update before we thank our sponsor.
Go ahead.
Completely irrelevant to the discussion today.
Probably going to skip sponsor, but yeah, we're in the content now.
Shoe Nice is in our chat right now.
Oh,
and
Shoe
he's
Nice!
saying that he's auditioning for Lolcow tonight.
That.
Oh my god. I might start watching Lolcow again, because I kind of got... I can't just constantly do Lolcow content. Man, there's only so many crash outs I can have, and a lot of that stuff is starting to feel pretty scripted. But adding Shoe Nice to the mix will be a good addition to the roster. Oh, we might start watching Lolcow again, guys.
That's fucking...
What?
That could be very good.
Wow.
Wow.
That could be
goodness.
very, very
I
good.
don't know if he's lying.
Okay.
I will say.
Well, no, but that's a... I hope...
He is a
because that would be a
Lolcow.
stroke of
He's a
genius to add him
perfect-
to the
Yep.
ensemble.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he's a perfect
Interesting.
addition to the cast.
He's
I got no
definitely
argument with that.
he's-
Like, Wings of Who?
he's got what it takes.
Yeah, he's
already
got the
forgot that.
Lolcow
Yeah.
gene.
Because I don't wipe my ass.
His entire career is being a Lolcow. It's not like he fell off. He literally made a career out of, like, being the guy that eats weird shit and embarrasses himself for money. Like, that's his career. He is professional Lolcow. Like, he's got them all beat. He is the perfect addition to this roster. Oh, I will start watching Lolcow live again if Shoe Nice is on it. There you go, Keemstar. If somehow this shows up in your feed and me, the nobody, ends up getting your ear, this is genius move. Bring on Shoe Nice. You can get rid of Wings. You can get rid of Wings. His crash outs aren't funny anymore. I think the guy is outgrown being a Lolcow. Give him a chance to have a normal life and a normal career, and if he fails, bring him back and he can have a comeback tour. But for now, replace him. Shoe Nice. Shoe Nice is the way to go. Putting him and Boogie against each other while they while they enter the embarrass themselves Olympics. Oh man, it's content gold. It's content gold. This shit'll write itself.
Bro.
All right, let's thank the sponsor.
Anyway, I hope that's true. I've always had a soft spot for Shoe Nice. I find him endlessly entertaining and, like, intentionally funny, by the way. I'm not, like, laughing at him. Like, there is some of that, obviously.
No, he's a comedic genius.
But he is very fucking funny.
No,
He is
100%
genuinely a
agree with you.
comedic genius. Like, he
No,
cracks me up.
Ethan.
No, you're
I
not
really
listening,
think
bro.
he's funny. I actually think he's funny.
Me too.
No.
Yeah,
not like
he is
I-
funny. I think they
As
think
you
he's
can
funny
see,
for
Shuey,
different
there's
reasons.
Lots of love here in the.
Oh, somebody said my hairline's crazy.
All right, let me thank our sponsor real quick here, Shopify. Man, I love me some Shopify. From the first minute that we've set up Teddy Fresh, the best thing we've done for ourselves and our business was do it on Shopify's program at the time. Whatever you recommend, you want.
You pass this.
Payment.
Not that I
Scale
don't
up.
And now
Right.
you can choose it.
want to cover your
Want to get the
sponsor here,
experience,
Ethan, but
and they
this is already
with
long
those
enough. Yeah, I got you.
general
This
service.
is already long
for
enough, so we're gonna
reference
skip.
their
How
idol
long
that
is
you
this
can love.
sponsor?
That's what I hope.
Holy shit.
Shopping doll to our
Y'all check out his Shopify.
Now I have here a list of things that
There you go, I
iDubbbz
shouted
left
out his
out
sponsor.
of the
Check out his
video that I
Shopify.
think are important. I'm, however, going to hold off on going over this. Let's just watch the video, and as it happens, I'll pull these up. So let's go ahead. Excuse me. And start where we left off.
I don't know if you want to bother.
At minute 17. Where?
Oh, there we
Let me
go.
just
He's
pull it up here.
starting it back up. All right, here we go. Back to the content. Yeah, I'm going to be
items,
skipping around a
content,
bit because I have a feeling he's going to get sidetracked and stuff like that.
We have that whole doc of links, but the
why we were
video
talking about
itself is
Shoe
linked
Nice.
in
I can't find the link to the video. I know I timestamped it last night, but I just can't find the damn thing. So anyway, here it is. Yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny business. So here we are.
Stay out of the drama as much as possible. You don't want to pile on and add to anything.
Sounds like a good idea.
That was just a couple of weeks ago, really.
I gotta
When
start
did
doing
that?
shit like that for my stream to get the sound effects and shit.
3 weeks ago? How long was it?
Yeah, it was really. So at any rate, here's where we left off. So without further ado, this is me reacting to every second of this man's takedown of me, fearlessly, heroically, something that Hasan in his wildest dreams could never achieve because he's a coward.
Oh my God.
I know it. I know it. Prove me wrong, man. Prove me wrong.
Oh, that's right.
I know, man. Anyway, go on, Ian. Let's continue.
To me,
it's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet, unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole. By the way, truly remarkable act of cowardice. One thing that these snarkers and critiquers have consistently done is include the crew in like a totally unnecessary way with the explicit purpose of trying to drive a wedge in our team, because they will not be happy until I am alone and have no support in the entire world. And that's why he brings this up. And it's obvious because it's such a poorly conceived point. It's kind of hard to even understand his point. He goes on to talk about Adam McIntyre in a really bizarre way. Here, take a look. So for putting you in that position, Olivia, you're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because then you'll just see me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is.
Dan was trying to sabotage me.
His role?
He put a script on my computer.
Oh, it's Dan's fault. We're just going to throw Dan under the bus now.
We all thought it was a great idea.
Not today. Not today.
I thought maybe I'd try and get out of here by like 4:30 or so, you know?
That's not happening.
Oh, man.
Not today, Dan.
Speaking of eating, we're going to have to order food today because this boy's going for a long time. I'm going to go back because we weren't paying attention. So his point is that Adam, because I said Adam McIntyre put Olivia in a weird position, that I shouldn't have criticized him for being friends with people who are calling CPS?
Yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet, unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. No, I think the fundamental premise that's completely inappropriate here is that somehow Adam McIntyre just being a dickhead is equivalent to your friends, your associates, and your now collaborators supporting, encouraging people to literally call CPS to come take my children away.
Wait.
They're going with the plausible deniability route because they never brought that up in the video. They never mention it. They don't acknowledge it. And the few times that like Denims and stuff has acknowledged it because it came from her chat is like, oh no, they said that after it was called. It wasn't my chat. That was just to say that it wasn't her chat. She doesn't say it was bad that it happened. Like, it's just that I didn't cause it to happen. Yeah, like they're just distancing themselves from it, but not disavowing it. And iDubbbz and Anissa are going to take the, oh, well, we don't know anything about that route. Like, they're just going to play ignorant because they purposefully avoid that during the entirety of their video.
Which also, like, can we now say, because last night we did make sure we finished the video and watched everything, there was not even one mention of CPS in the whole video.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're silent, you're complicit, by the way. Silence isn't me sitting on the fence. You not disavow. Like, there reaches a point where if you're stuck between two friends and they're beefing and you want to stay the fuck out of it because it's got nothing to do with you, you can do that up to a point. There comes a point where one of them does something so egregious that by not disavowing it, by not going, hey, dude, you crossed a line, you're now on that line. You're now on that side of the line with him. Like, you cannot sit on the fence forever when it escalates to a certain point. And calling CPS on someone's children is that point. You know, calling the cops on their wife or, you know, beating their wife or, you know, the actual crimes being committed. That's the line. That's the fucking line. If you're caught between two friends who are beefing and one of them is breaking the law to attack the other, if you don't disavow that and try to keep it in check and try to de-escalate, well, that means you agree with the escalation. Like there is no sit on the fence option there. And by not addressing the CPS call, they've basically said they agree with it without saying it. Silence is complicit. That's what that means.
Video.
He didn't find that to be relevant.
Yep.
He skirted next to it. He kind of like skirted past it, but he never
I want to see
bothered
if they come to the same
explain.
conclusion.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS
yes.
came to us.
So like
without
for a lot of
without even explaining that at least that.
Yeah, so let's see if you see. I want to see if he calls him out and comes to the same conclusion we did, where he says you must agree with them that this is a good thing, because they haven't said it's a bad thing. They haven't said like, oh, it shouldn't have happened. They just said it wasn't our community that did it, and then they avoid the topic entirely. So let's see if he comes to that conclusion, or if he's still going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You shouldn't, Ethan. Go fucking hard. Bring out 2015 Ethan right fucking now, because he doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't fucking earned it. He hasn't earned any grace here. Give him no quarter.
That's the context. It's pretty cowardly.
I'm shocked. Yeah.
This whole video has left me utterly shocked, frankly. It's
a pretty big omission.
That's another thing. Everybody like posting on fucking Twitter after this was taking his shock and his I can't believe it as, oh, Ethan got blindsided by it. He knows he's cooked. No, that's I can't believe it isn't. I can't believe it's about me. It's I can't believe my friend is stabbing me in the back with his landmark series. Like, not like I can't believe this is happening because I'm scared, but I can't believe he's jumped ship and gone to that side. Like, I can't believe this guy that I've known for this long. It's the betrayal that shocked him, not the content of the video.
It's a very big omission.
Yeah, it's pretty glaring.
And like, listen,
it's purposeful.
I'm not one to be like context. I mean, it is important, but that's like Hasan's thing. He just says it reactively about anything without actually knowing what was said or anything. But this is important context.
It's like the main.
It is the
event
context. Yeah,
it's the
point.
Our reaction to so many things, and then he just shows our reaction without saying what happened. That's crazy.
By the way, something else he conveniently leaves out is his friend Denims, who he co-signs, includes in this video, defends heroically. What he doesn't include actually is well, this clip, which is going to be very painful for him to watch. But I play it for posterity's sake only. This could be why I was upset at Denims and why I dared to utter the unforgivable B word towards her. Well, actually, no, that was because she was denying rape. This is.
She earned it. She earned being called the B word. He's not wrong. By the way, if you want to chime in at any time, just chime in. I got the pause on I got a dedicated pause button, so it's fine. If you want to do some React stuff too, I know you're there. I know you're locked in, but just letting you know. All right. Yeah, she earned it. She earned being called a bitch. Like I don't. I'll say it. Denims is a bitch, and I'll go a step further. She's not that hot. She's alright for a white girl.
Right.
It all kind of culminated. Let's
if
be
that's
real.
your thing.
She's not a great person. Anyway, Ian, I hope you watch this part here. Denims hosts this and see what she says, and then now we wonder why people are calling Child Protective Services.
But they called it before I even did this stream.
Yeah. So here she is trying to be like, it's not my fault. That's the only way they'll address it is to say it's not my fault, because they're probably scared of legal action. But she's not going to say it shouldn't have happened. She's not going to offer any help. She's not going to disavow it. Just that it wasn't me. That's a very different statement.
This was
he
before.
lets his dogs shit all over his mansion.
This was like basically 2 days before CPS came to our house. Here she is watching Bad Empanada. Once again, someone that Ian takes no acknowledgement of, despite him constantly being on the screen, constantly being like the source of a lot of information that these people are sharing. This man, he did a game role play where he kills Hila.
Yeah, and he's definitely a piece in the puzzle in a lot of these situations that is also left out for no reason.
Yeah, so I mean, like he shows Matt Lieb, for example, and he's just like, oh, he just hates Matt Lieb because he's anti-Zionist. It's like, no, I was very, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to keep the criticisms to the exact moments. I'm just going to play it, but yeah, his total omission of the existence of Bad Empanada, who's one of like the greatest internet provocateurs of all time. Someone who's been decried by Hasan himself until he became.
Yeah, someone whose actions are so egregious that the only reason he doesn't face legal action is because he's not in this country. And he's in a country that just like won't go after him where you can't go after him for definitely, like they're not going to do anything about it. So he gets to say like the most egregious shit and make crazy claims that would be illegal here because yes, we have freedom of speech, but freedom of speech doesn't mean you can just make shit up and do things that cause actual real world harm to someone. That's called defamation. And he definitely crosses that line intentionally so many, many times.
Became his lapdog. Everybody knows this guy's a lunatic. Like, it is not a secret. Go on.
Leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons.
Now pay attention to her
chat.
chat.
Have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit.
Yeah, none of this is true. Ethan has a fucking mansion with housekeepers and like a full staff. There's no way any of this is true. Anyone who believes it is a fucking retard. Like there's just no way it's true. And he has no way to know this. He's never been inside of Ethan's home. He's never looked around. He's never visited there. There is zero basis for this claim whatsoever, but he fucking rolls with it. And people believed it, and that's what led them to call CPS. This came from him with Denham's chat agreeing with him while she's reacting to the video. That's what they're referencing here, and that's what she's pretending like it didn't happen. And she's basically just throwing Bad Empanada under the bus because he's probably the right person to throw under the bus. You can't, like, you basically can't prosecute him. I forgot what country he's in, but it's some third world country where they're not going to go after him. Like the U.S. has no jurisdiction there, so it doesn't matter. He can just make shit like this up, the most outlandish shit, like an entire mansion covered in dog shit. Like, do you know, like what is this, Clifford the Big Red Dog? Like, how big are these goddamn poos to fill a fucking mansion? It's insane. It's comical, and the fact that anyone believes it or uses it as an excuse is wild to me.
And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know.
Now, this is Denham's reacting to this 2 days before CPS was called. And let's just take a look at the chat. It's call CPS, child endangerment, CPS, social service. Bro needs to unironically call CPS. That's child endangerment. Okay, if his kids have Giardia, they actually need to be taken away. Actual worst father ever. Wow. So Ethan isn't only sexualizing underage girls, he's also neglecting children. Okay. Decliner needs to take care of his kids. What the fuck? Giardia means you're leaving your dog shit on the floor for a while and your kids are walking on it and probably eating it, etc., etc., etc. The chat goes on and on and on. So, yeah.
What they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia.
Giardia, by the way, extraordinarily common, that dogs and people actually even contracting that disease.
Especially puppy that we just got, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happened with Ducky. He had it too when we got him. It's very common, and they're feigning like this is some exotic disease. Anyway, it doesn't even matter really, because nobody ended up even having Giardia except Olive.
The dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is
this
how is
true?
It that, like, maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have more.
Call CPS. He advocates for a fascist apartheid state, doxes random people, endangers his children. Dogs getting Giardia is not uncommon, but your kids getting it means you're not cleaning up your dog shit. Motherfucker. Okay, well, at least someone's half.
Also, zero proof that the child even has it. Like, they verified none of this. And spoiler alert, the child didn't have it. The dog did, but the child actually never contracted it.
Way there. Motherfucker's family rooting around in dog shit. Call CPS. Ethan is fighting shadows in his basement. He was wearing diapers. Dogs are shitting all over the house. California Child Protective Services, where are you? Child Protective Services alert. Imagine being such a bad parent. You didn't notice your child ate shit. His child ate shit, ate dog shit, and got an ancient disease from it. Child could die. Why don't they have so many dogs if they don't take care of them? Again, it goes. I encourage you to pause it and read these. But this is the context that was not mentioned. He says, "Wow, Ethan is such a bad dude, and he's so mean to Denham's."
And then there's the one thing I forgot we do need to mention is that the top right is the full chat, right?
Yeah, yeah. So just to make a
Yeah, so they tried to claim that because they split the chat like this, that they were making up chat or faking chat, that chat wasn't real because it doesn't line up. No, they were highlighting the worst parts of chat, but they were leaving the full chat up in the top right corner for that verification. So you could see like how many comments there were, and they were only highlighting the worst of them. They were coming so fast that they literally needed to slow it down so that you could see it.
Correction.
Okay.
This is the live chat.
Okay.
This is a highlight of all the CPS calls, which, by the way, is extraordinarily large amount. It's something like 50-something chats over the course of like 3 minutes. And that is basically your entire chat putting forth this notion of calling CPS unmoderated, unchecked, uncorrected. This is the behavior that Ian is explicitly co-signing by having her do an L Fortnite dance on me and not explaining why I'm actually angry, that it seems like she's directly responsible for CPS coming to my house in the morning and interviewing my children.
We want to stay out of the drama.
Now, do you not have a problem with that, Ian? Because it doesn't seem like you do. And if that's the case...
He doesn't. He doesn't have a problem with it. In fact, he probably agrees with it. But they're scared of the legal action that comes from saying they agree with it being... to say that they agree with them being called on you. So he's going to stop just shy of that. He does agree with it. He is okay with it. All of that is absolutely true. Otherwise, he would have disavowed it. And he didn't. He didn't disavow. In fact, he jumped on board with them. He did not only disavow, but he was like, all he had to do was be the friend to be like, you don't even have to like make a claim too. Like that's the thing. Like everyone's like, he should have said that they're not abusing his children. He's their friend. He should have had their back. I'm like, you know what? Even if you want it, like he could even still ride the fence here. You don't have to make a definitive statement and say they're not abusing their kids. You can say, you can testify if you still wanted to do the fence sitting thing and say something along the lines of, to the best of my knowledge, they've never abused their kids, but I can't be 100% certain. But to the best of my knowledge, no, I do not believe it to be true. And there you go. That leaves it open like, well, they might be, but I'm not sure. Literally got killed by a bot because he threw a grenade right as I was putting down landmines.
I really got to say, I don't think you're the good guy in this situation, buddy. And I don't know who you are. Who killed Ian and brought in this fucking weird clone? You know, they say the clone is always dumber. It's supposed to be like the 5th iteration. Like, what happened?
Yeah. Watch Multiplicity. Classic movie starring Michael Keaton. But yes, it's about cloning. And every time he gets cloned, they make a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. And they get dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber until finally they're, you know, they're on the spectrum by the end of it. I don't want to say the R word, but I mean the R word. They're R worded because saying the R word is how I got community guidelines on TikTok. Jesus Christ, the stuff we consider slurs nowadays. It's fucking R worded.
To the other 4 iDubbbz.
I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or
I know,
hate.
man. I know.
We want to stay out of the drama.
You remember that movie Duplicity? He's like the 5th. He's like the 5th
Multiplicity,
one.
but yeah.
It's like drooling.
You got the movie wrong, Ethan. Come on, I just referenced it.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses,
Reading the chat, co-signing
it's very,
it.
very, very dangerous when infants
pretending to have some medical knowledge
get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult.
You're actually so stupid.
Not an ounce of push.
This is childless people trying to tell you how children work. There's lots of things you can get as a work that you can get as a child that'll be deadly to you as a child. Children should never get sick. It is the exact opposite is true. Children should get sick. This is how you build an immune system. Any doctor will tell you this. Anyone who has children will tell you this. In fact, back before there was a vaccine for chickenpox, back when I was growing up, they used to have chickenpox parties that parents would, like, if the first kid in your class to get chickenpox, that mother would call up all the other children's mothers that are friends with that child and say, hey, my child's got chickenpox. We're going to throw a chickenpox party. Send all your kids over, just giving you a heads up. They're going to get chickenpox. That's the point in the party. The point is to get your child sick. Send your child over so we can make them sick. This will help them build the immunity to chickenpox. Because chickenpox is that example of something that is the exact opposite of what she just fucking said. That it's something that is pretty harmless to you if you get it as a child, but can be deadly if you get it as an adult. That's why you want your child to get sick with chickenpox early. But someone who's never had children and, God willing, never will, wouldn't know that.
Hold on, guys. Maybe you're being maybe you're being a little ridiculous.
She encourages it. And she's saying that, oh, wow, babies can't get the same diseases as adults. It's like, you are obviously childless. And as I said in the content nuke, will clearly remain that way.
Yes, God willing. We're on the same page, brother.
I don't think you'd be a good girlfriend.
And look, this isn't me dick riding Ethan. This is the normal person take. Any person with children would think this. Anyone who cares about children at all would know this and think this. This is the normie take. They're the extreme. Do not get the wires crossed. This isn't just agreeing with Ethan. Ethan is having a rational response that any normal human being would have.
Or wife, just because you're very mean. Okay? I wouldn't want to be with someone this mean, frankly. And so that's the reason why I think she'll be childless.
This bitch.
But that's just my opinion. Good luck out there.
You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
You literally just explained why infants catch everything. Should I go back? Or are you too... She's actually so dumb, she doesn't even know the words that are coming out of her mouth. And this isn't even the first time she's perpetually self-owning herself.
That has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
They should be catching a lot of things, actually.
System. What is the immune system for?
Yeah, where does it come from? Where does it come from, Denims?
Diseases and infections. Battle them.
Right. Where does it... The better question is, where does it come from? How does the immune system learn how to protect you from things? How does it work? Denims, tell us. Please explain to us how the immune system works.
Rather to fight them. And what happens if you don't have an immune system? You get sick more.
Yeah.
Yes. My wife has an autoimmune disease. She has sickle cell. She can't get sick because her immune system doesn't work. Monthly doctor visits, even if she's healthy, just to keep a check on things because she has to be careful. She just has to be careful. I got one, but there's one behind me.
I learned that in medical school, which is apparently some deep medical knowledge that she does not have access to.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this.
Could he say that this is either purposefully, like he's either lying on purpose, in which case it is defamation, he is purposefully trying to cause harm, or he's the dumbest motherfucker ever who can't use Google before making a speech. Really? A disease that's previously unheard of to science? It's super common. Well, anyone who owns a dog and has ever had their dog get sick and gone to the vet knows what this is.
Because everything that he said, everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew.
No wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah. It all makes sense now.
I have 3 kids under the age of 5. Again, childless, like literally so childless.
Yes, all of them. And they should all stay that way.
I mean, they also like to include your Tourette's in it. And when you had the tick of sniffing, they were acting like you're either sick or...
Yeah, it's never okay to make fun of disabilities, guys. We're so woke until Ethan has one, in which case, fuck him. Right?
Here you go, grab this.
Remember, no bad tactics, only bad targets. Yeah, I got you.
Drugs.
So and they're all fans. They're all like former fans. Like they know I have ticks, and then like all of a sudden when I'm a bad guy, they have no problem being ableist and pretending like I'm on cocaine, which is something perpetually pushed. And even Ian in his video has a moment where he explicitly cuts in
I'll give you my money, go buy him.
a cough or a tick or something. Like it's cut. Like he inserted it intentionally to try to create some atmosphere about me.
Yeah. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is it happening?
I don't know.
How is this happening?
Well, it's not.
What a despicable human being. I mean, talk about being way over the line, being directly linked to the CPS coming to my house, being unapologetic, being cruel, and nasty. And then for Ian to be like, actually, I agree with everything she said and I have no criticism. In fact, I don't even think the context is important, is cowardice on a level that I have not, maybe never seen on YouTube. He's this guy who's like, I'm doing content cap. I talk about everything and I take everything head on and I debunk thoroughly. It's like,
right, he is the speaker of truth, the caller out of bullshit. Or was. Because this is all bullshit. And he deserves to be called out for it. Somebody needs to make a content cop on Ethan. I mean, not Ethan, God damn it, Ian. God, I hate that their names are so similar. I'm not the only one to make the mistake. Chad Logic did it in his video too. Fuck you, don't judge me. It's an easy mistake to make.
You threw this video together, clearly. It's just, bro, I don't know. It's so bad. It's just so bad. Oh, hold on one sec. I got it. One sec. I got this.
I heard the music. I thought he hit the button for a minute there, and then I looked up and he didn't hit the button. What, is he just texting right now? What are you doing, Ethan?
Let's see what's in the chat.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he's checking his chat. Gotcha.
Excuse me. Had to take a call. Anyway, where were we?
Well,
Oh, yes, my friend has passed away. So, yeah, I mean, important context, right?
Yes.
Little.
Death of iDubbbz. Oh my god, that's what he should, like... No, that's what he should name his video. The Death of iDubbbz.
A little bit.
Self-revive.
You're friends with him, and you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit. Now, I want to put forth that I really don't think if Adam McIntyre was doing a stream accusing me of neglecting and abusing my children to the point where CPS needs to be called, and she was chatting with him, I don't think she would ever do that. And if she did, I certainly would have a problem with that. Clearly, you can't see the difference, because that's what I'm mad about. Your friend Denims, who you are in her chat co-signing her, is doing this, which I just showed.
Yeah.
Olivia is friends with someone who's just talking shit. That's not something that, you know, I'm not going to fucking judge her for something like that, okay? What your friends are doing is significantly, and it's so much worse that even comparing it, I can't believe that you actually are doing this in good faith, or if you're actually just so got punched in the head too many times by now.
Also, the fact that he went out of his way to include the crew, and he says with his own mouth, why does Olivia get a pass? Like, so you are choosing to go after the crew when you certainly could just not do that and focus on Ethan.
She's not getting a pass. She didn't do what you did.
Also, you were taking me out of a scary public conversation, and obviously I felt a specific way about the things that he was saying, and you gave me the option to talk to you about it, not in front of everybody, which I was very grateful for.
Of course, you know I got you always. And the thing is, like, yeah, it was a response to some people. There was some grumbling of people being like, why is Olivia friends with Adam? And I wanted to address that. So, like, this characterization that me trying to, you know, help Olivia in a sticky situation with a friend who's now kind of like turned into an enemy of the show who's talking shit.
Yeah, he's in the same position you were in. He was in the same position that you were in there, iDubbbz, but he made the right call. He didn't like try to sit on the fence or disavow his friend or stab him in the back. No, that's not what he did. He helped her, but didn't tell her that she also couldn't be friends with this other person. Like, he didn't draw the line. He just let them know that, hey, this is where I won't go, and this is where he is.
Versus you being friends with Denims, doing what I just showed you, is not the same thing. In fact, not even close. It's different worlds, man. And like, if you can't see that, then you're like you're a moral baby. You're so undeveloped, bro.
different perspectives.
Gary V's got better perspectives on this, you know. Anywho, okay. Olivia did not do anything, and
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because then you'll just see me as an ally? Or
it's so pathetically dumb. And I said when you were in the bathroom, I just explained that, like, if Adam McIntyre was saying, like, doing what she did, being like, oh, let's call CPS, he's an abuser, he neglects his children, like, we need to call CPS, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, he can sit on the fence in his because that line I talked about earlier wasn't crossed with her versus Adam. Adam did like attack Ethan, but he's like, you're not part of that, and he hasn't really crossed that line where you have to pick a side. What he did wasn't so egregious. Like, you can be friends with him, but, you know, obviously some boundaries have to be set, some rules have to be set. Like, hey, if you're going to continue to be friends with this guy, here's what's unacceptable. Like, you do kind of navigate a minefield, so to speak, when you're caught between two friends like that. But as long as one of them doesn't cross that line, it is still possible. And he was honestly trying to be understanding and not trying to tell her who she can and can't be friends with. That's what a good friend would actually do.
Etc. I would be mad at you equally. That would be a big problem with me. And it's something, by the way, that you would never do. Obviously, right? Like, let's be real here, you fucking dumbass. A lot of this is just like, you're so dumb.
Yeah.
You're like dumb or bad faith. What happened?
Bad faith,
like,
the word.
What happened?
The obvious points. Yeah.
What is happening?
What happened is he wanted to join Hasan's fraternity, and the hazing ritual, the buy-in to that, was to attack you because Hasan hates you. So he couldn't be friends with both of you. He couldn't be between the two of you and sit on the fence. Hasan wouldn't let him. He had to make a choice. A line in the sand was drawn, and he made his choice.
I'm like, it is
That's what
surreal.
happened.
It just
Make no mistake about it.
It's just surreal.
I don't
man.
think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
Anyway, here's Ian tearing up a
That was sent
Quran.
from an electronics place, and it's the full-blown Quran. Some of you guys.
Oh, is this one? We didn't actually even want to show it.
Yeah, but they won't even show it. But yeah, this is the same guy who would say the N-word, say the F-slur, who would just attack people ruthlessly because he was in the right and he was just given honest, unbiased criticism. He was the guy who, you know, he had no qualms calling out stuff he thought was bullshit. He even ripped a Quran in half. That's what they're not showing here because they don't want to show it. Yeah, he was that guy, and now he's just it's just Hasan's puppet now. He's just going to abandon everything he believes in to do whatever Hasan says to join the cult of Hasan. It's a cult. I called it a fraternity because of the hazing ritual that was make a content cop about Ethan and I'll let you join. But it's a cult. It's a cult. Very cult-like mentality with his fan base. Just check Twitter. My God, the brain rot.
So here, you can just switch off.
Bat an eye when I broke that Jesus VHS over my knee.
Here he tears it at the seam.
But I know there's going to be a lot of people in the audience just cringing when my money.
Yeah, so he just tore a Quran in half, which I don't think is probably a good thing to do.
Yeah, they definitely did not like that.
You know, I'm saying.
Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
And also, I don't mind again. He does this. By the way, his video is literally like co-written by the Snark subreddit, which tells you everything you need to know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hasan Frogan, if when he was at their house or collaborating to set this all up, if they didn't help write some of it themselves.
If you know what
he's
that
being
means.
a lot more generous on that. Yep, that's what that means. Okay, he said it without saying
where
it.
They basically like dream of a scenario where
it's fiction.
I'm being nice to Olivia because I'm
It's all
afraid
fiction.
she's going to sue me. It's like, how did you even leave?
It's called poisoning the well. I know you don't know all the debate bro terms because you're just a comedy podcast that he is trying to make out to be something more than that. You're not a political guy, but they're roping you into all that. They're dragging you into that world. So if you're going to be part of that world, the term you're looking for is poisoning the well. They need to paint you to be as bad as possible. Everything you do is malicious. There are no mistakes being made. Everything you do is with intent, and that intent is always malicious.
There's like 3 leaps in logic of assumptions. And the fact that that point made it into this video as some assertion of fact is truly remarkable stuff. Truly. putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like...
And like the point was too also like, I felt like his criticism wasn't really necessary. He was just being mean for the sake of being mean and trying to get like clout with snark. So obviously he did make a decision in that point to choose clout over Olivia, in my opinion, because he put her in a really bad situation. So anyway, I don't need to explain anymore. It's dumb. You're dumb. It's wrong. You're pathetic. Moving on.
Other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole...
What is hard? What's happening?
That's another snark talking point. Is that the crew is just suffering.
They're secretly grumbling.
Because again, every action is malicious. That's what he means by acknowledge your role in this. Your role is not the victim. They can't let him be painted as a victim. No, no, no. What he did was malicious, and we need him to admit to it, that he knew what he was doing. Yeah, it's everything that Ethan does is with intent.
And they really don't
It's
want to
fiction.
be here.
My grumbling is not
poisoning the
secret.
well. It's propaganda.
Very public.
It's very public.
That's true.
And constant.
People constantly forget.
Dan, you fuck.
What a pain in the ass you are. They always leave that out. Yeah, okay, so I'm ruining the life of everyone on my crew, who, by the way, is a slave and here against their will.
Oh my God, people are saying we just made 1 minute in the video.
Oh God, this is why I'm turning the plug
so
back
long,
on.
you know.
I gotta turn it back on.
I can't, it's so bad.
Oh, he's going to use the button to keep him from ranting. They had the button turned off. Yeah, so when he gets to the point in the video where he's talking about the button, he could actually use that and be like, so yeah, we turn it off. It's not always just used because I said something stupid. It's also used by my producer, who again is something I said in my last video that he produces the show. It's his job to make sure the show has a good flow to it, and that this podcast doesn't last 6 fucking hours because Ethan keeps ranting. You got to do something to keep him in check. The button isn't always because Ethan is unhinged. The button is because he rants and he gets passionate about what he's doing. He gets carried away. So I need to keep him in check. I got to reel him back. Sometimes he's unhinged. I mean, he's human, but it's not every time.
You gotta just
Every
save
minute
it.
is just drenched and oozing in pathetic hypocrisy and erroneous fucking assumptions.
It's a nightmare. It really is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. I've only made it 1 minute, you guys. I don't know what to do.
And he left so much out. It's like we have to explain
In the
all
first
shit that he
minute,
didn't
yeah.
include.
Right.
Rush this stupid video.
Because there's so much fucking disingenuous bullshit in this video that, yeah, this will be six hours long if Dan doesn't do something to try to reel it in. Like, keep the responses short, because you are going to have to stop every 2 fucking minutes to fact check this moron. Because there's nothing true behind 90% of the shit he's saying. It's malicious. He's being malicious. If you want to know what that actually looks like, go watch the Content Cop. That's what it is.
Just look at his
Now we gotta do the work.
Well, the CPS omission is a big one because a lot of this centers around
A
that.
lot of it.
And so
Like-
maybe now that it's been established, you won't have to re-explain it over and over.
No.
No.
Good point. We're just laying some fundamentals.
Oh, you were agreeing with me. That no.
I agree.
That, okay, the no. I was like, okay.
You know, on Wednesday, I accused Ian of getting his tattoos from a quarter windy toy station.
Yeah.
I apologize. Obviously, people make fun of my tattoos. I shouldn't have said that. But I should have.
No, don't walk. Okay. Say something sarcastic afterwards. Don't walk back anything. Again, this man deserves no grace. He deserves no quarter.
Said is he got his new personality from a 25% windy toy thing because it's very low quality.
Deserved.
Stay out of the drama.
Yeah.
Thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
How are they spinning me being nice to Olivia as a bad thing? It's
incredible.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how could she be friends with? What a point! What a fucking slam dunk, man!
It's fucked up how you're nice.
What a slam dunk, man! His point is that I should have been mean to you, which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless.
Yes.
Ethan, your whole system is scrambled.
No, your brain is scrambled from getting punched in the face too many times because you're you don't understand the situation. I shouldn't make fun of the CTE thing. That's a real complication. Although I didn't choose to get in the ring and keep getting punched in the head like Homer Simpson against Mike Tyson, which is essentially what happened. I rooted for you 2 times, man. And it's like you just get punched in the head. And I told you even last time you were on the podcast, I said, you got to stop fighting and try to make some money from this. And he's like, I'm going to get punched in the head more. And at a certain point, you get...
Do you think that's what did it? Do you think that's what fucked him up? Maybe it's not malicious. Maybe he got fucking brain damage from getting punched in the head so many times because he's bad at boxing. He's... the bad unboxer is bad at actual boxing.
Get punched in the head so many times, you don't know when to stop getting punched in the head. And it just runs away. It's a runaway train.
My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus like you got.
Oh, so humanistic.
It's very,
Thanks, dog.
It's very clean. You should have
So
just
nice.
not gone there in the video.
So nice. Also, it's really a bad point. Like, it's so unnecessary to his entire thesis, which, by the way, I don't really know what his thesis is. We can.
Why are you mean to him and not to everybody else around you?
That's kind of, yeah.
My
I mean,
feelings,
we can try,
guys.
I'd like to try to formulate a thesis at the end of this, but I really have to play.
I serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you...
Again, we're world building, presuming to know the inner workings of what happens behind the scenes with the crew.
He's writing a story.
Is
Poison
just
Wow, he's building a
an
fiction
insane point to make in a video that's supposed to be like a reputable, well-conceived takedown.
have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like...
You know, I can tell your parents don't love you, Ian, and I think it's a shame that they didn't shower you with more love, because clearly... Oh, no, I'm just going to assume his relationship with his parents and include that as a talking point. It's that dumb.
Mom, I'm sorry.
That being said, I do believe his parents love him. He seems to have a good relationship with them, which makes this all the more perplexing.
Like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job.
It's not your job, and you don't know anything about their job. What are you doing right now?
To confront my boss and say, today's segment on rape...
That would depend on what your job is, but go on. I'm surprised he didn't call him on that. But maybe that's not actually Dan's job. But there are jobs that exist where that is your job. Your job is to keep the boss in check. They'll literally hire you to, you know, like an editor, for instance. That's their job, is to look at shit and go, maybe not this, maybe not that. Yeah, for some people, it's their job.
Rapists and pedophiles.
What are you talking? What are you doing
on Twitch? Was not like not my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like the. What are you doing? What are you talking about? He's cosplaying as an employee who's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Based on
that's what this is.
A
it's
clip
cosplay.
of me defending Olivia. What is happening?
Oh yeah, and our other good friends.
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl.
Wait, so yeah, this clip isn't connected to that statement.
No,
I was really
on.
trying to unpack that. I don't know what his point was.
Yeah, that was another thing. I think I called that out the other night too, is how he's not only devoid in context, but he's rearranging clips maliciously to make it sound like he's saying something he didn't even say in the clip where you're listening to him say the thing. Is they're combining clips from two separate topics to make it sound like they all connect, and they don't. This is all there. There's no way to interpret that content cop as anything but malicious.
Point was at all.
And that's part of my issue with this video too, is that like he's supposedly a good video maker and a good point maker. This video is just so disjointed, totally like fragmented. The arguments are not well thought out, well executed. It's just a mess. And so like his point is that because I was nice to Olivia, therefore all my employees are secretly enslaved.
But how is that connected to like pushing back, like talking about some Predators of Twitch segment and how we didn't like it?
Why that? Like, why that? At least make the... Why is that the example? Bro, you are so off bit. You are so weird. You're so weird, bro.
Actually stood up for you so many times, because like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to.
Didn't plan to have to say that, by the way.
No.
It does become relevant, though, at a certain point when you're like, wow, these people are not really good friends of mine. Why is that happening?
This is the day, right? This is the day we
This
got
is
CPS
the
at our
day
house.
that CPS visited us.
When I was so fired up and I was like,
Yes.
shit. Yes. No, I didn't plan one day in my life to have CPS called on me and you would be friends with people that like created that talking point or at least like made it popular. And you
Yeah, like there's no way they could have seen any of this shit coming. This is taken to a level that's so extreme. Like you can't justify it. Like you can't be like, well, they should have known that this would happen if they did. No, nothing about this response to anything that they've done should warrant anything that's happened. It should warrant them being treated the way that they're being treated. Nothing. There is no excuse for any of this.
you wouldn't say anything about them and then I would call you out like, no, I never planned that day to come. And I never thought that I would have to be like, I stood up for you and you didn't. No.
It's all part of your sneaky Jew plan. He didn't say that. It's just a little joke. I'm inserting.
But how are you going to show me in this state one of our hardest days?
It's horrible.
And you're not going to say why? What happened?
Totally justifiable anger.
I can't get over that point. I'm going to keep saying it all day probably.
No,
I just can't get over that it's not in the video.
It's very disturbing. I just don't know who this guy is. I really don't.
I'm going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
Yep.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we know.
For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well
And
familiar.
sir, do you happen to know of any violence perhaps coming towards Israel where Hila grew up? Perhaps from Lebanon, Hezbollah, perhaps? Does that ring a bell to you, you dumb, ignorant fuck? How dare you attempt to lecture me on this conflict? You just learned about this like 2 weeks ago, clearly, and you're just deferring to Hasan as an expert. It's mind-bendingly dumb. Bro, please call in and debate me on Israel-Palestine. Let's see who knows more about the conflict, you dumb fuck. Holy shit, dude.
Familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not going to fucking defend
Okay,
you.
so this is very interesting. He says on the day that CPS was called and we're understandably heated, he goes, no, I'm not going to defend you. Why? Because you're Israeli.
You're Israeli.
That's literally what he said.
Yeah.
Why won't I defend you? Because you're Israeli. That's exactly his argument. Do I have it wrong?
Yep. That is the way to interpret that. It's, I mean, if we're being, I know there's no charitable way to do it. It's racist. It's just racist. He's just straight up joined the, they're Nazis. Okay, Hasan and his crowd are Nazis. He's just straight up joined the. I don't know what else to call someone who hates Jews because they clearly, hate Jews.
Include the flags so a 5-year-old could understand what he was saying. So yes, that's what he was saying.
I feel like that's exactly what he's saying. And correct me if I'm wrong.
He put the Israel flag and he said, no, she's not going to defend you.
Yeah, I just don't want people to be like, that's not what he meant. I mean, I don't see it any other way.
Stop hallucinating anti-Semitism.
So once again, if you had a problem with Israel, dude, you could have had a problem with us when we were friends making videos and, all of a sudden now I'm not going to defend an Israeli.
Damn you, Jews!
I'm not going to defend an Israeli. Are you serious right now? It doesn't matter if they're right or if my friends are insanely harassing them.
Oh my God. Luke in the chat said, Eli's more Italian than Anissa is Lebanese.
That's a joke. I made that joke.
You said that this morning. That's so funny.
I'm not going to, listen, I'm not going to,
I don't give a fuck.
No,
it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, this was us as friends. Apparently, you can't stand up to an Israeli. So that's exactly proving what our problem was with you.
Apparently, they secretly hated us.
Yes.
The entire
So,
time.
like, you're exactly proving what the point was that we were making. That you can't stand up for me because I'm an Israeli.
Israels are never
And
worth
so-
defending. An Israeli.
Yeah, I
Anyone
don't want
who's
to be
born
friends
in
with you.
Israel. Anyone who's born in Israel against their choice. People don't choose where they're born, right? We all know that. Anyone who's born in Israel is not worth defending on any condition. is I don't even know if he knows that's what he's saying because he's obviously lost like a lot of brain cells.
He took some denim lessons because he's already owned himself in his own video
That's
so
it.
many times.
That's it.
You just let it run the course and he owns himself 5 minutes later.
There's actually a condition for this. I forget who coined this, but it's snark brained. You start using snark regularly and you get infected with these people's logic and like it actually scrambles your brain. And then when you come out to the real world and try to express those thoughts, it's so obvious to be like, dude, what? You're like fucking nuts. That's it.
Yeah, because those people are terminally online. Like, if you go to say anything from the snark Reddit to like, if you apply that to any person in real life and try to say it to them, you're going to sound like a nut job because you fucking are. Because this shit's not real.
That's it. That's what's happening. He's snark brained, which I never thought Ian, my friend, would ever fall down that loop.
He got
When I say
brainwashed.
he's snark-brained, I'm not kidding. He was already in previously what we've shown before, shown screenshots from Snark as a reputable source of information.
We want to stay out of the drama.
God, I could
don't
go on
believe you.
forever. I mean, same guy that says that it's not like the crew should be staying out of it is sourcing Snark, who has been bullying the crew for no reason.
Everybody. They make everyone's life hell by definition.
Yeah, these are like the worst human beings on the fucking planet. Like, their days are consumed obsessing over other people. Like, if you need to know what online stalking looks like, they literally have a club where they spend all their time online stalking this creator, online stalking Ethan. That is their entire purpose, is they spend every day autistically looking for every single thing he said to find anything that they can use to take out of context or to paint in a certain light or any slip up that he may have made to say, see, he's bad. I don't know how you get this obsessed with a guy who just has a podcast. Joe Rogan does way worse stuff on his podcast and like somehow has less people obsessing over him. It's insane.
And presumably, it seems like he's been browsing there for a while. So
Yeah.
That's friend activity right there. Warning, friend activity. Just look at him, man. Just look at him. Do the Fortnite thing. Just take that fucking dumb face in. This man used to be this face used to mean something.
God, I love to see Ethan go in hard. God, I'm so glad to have him back.
Please, God.
I didn't watch the H3 podcast for a long time, and I kind of fell off the H3 train when he was doing, not to the extreme, mind you, that Ian's doing it now. Like, he wasn't willing to throw his friends under the bus, but he was willing to censor himself. Like, that's the worst that it got for Ethan, is he was willing to censor himself and pander to a certain extent to the left crowd while he was working with Hasan and while he was building towards that, because at the time, to be fair, at the time, a lot of content creators were doing that too because it was an easy way to get an audience. It was a little bit of a grift. He grifted a little bit and kind of lost me there. But now that the grift's over and Ethan's coming back out of his shell, I'm here for it. You've earned yourself a podcast listener, bud. I'm back.
Please, God, give me the grace
We are so back.
and the wisdom to never fall this hard. I've fallen in my career. I've gotten back up. I've learned, I've grown. Please, God, don't ever let me fall this hard. I'm speaking in tongues. Lord, don't let me land this fall. Maybe he's possessed by a demon, an anti-Semitic demon.
Oh,
That would make more sense than whatever is happening.
that would actually make me feel better. We can
Well,
treat
he's
that.
possessed.
Yeah.
He didn't mean it in the end.
Get some garlic in the room or something.
That's vampires.
But I wanted to say, like, I'm not here to split hairs on nationality and stuff. Like,
No, of
she's
course not.
Lebanese. She identifies as that. That's fine, right?
Fuck
But
was
like,
he?
he's crediting her as like, well,
he came
she's
back up. I
Lebanese,
thought he
so
was
she
running
has
away.
this unique perspective on the world.
Just
It's
one
like,
left.
excuse me, she lived there. She was born there. I lived there for 5 years. Either was born there though. She didn't have a choice in the matter. Anissa, has she even been to Lebanon? I don't know. I know she didn't grow up there. So it's like, bro,
No, she's part Lebanese. Okay, it's kind of like when two people are twins, then you just intrinsically know what the other twin is saying. Like, you guys are emotionally connected. She's connected to the Lebanese people because she's part Lebanese. She can feel their emotions, okay? She's like Professor X. I don't think she's ever been there. I don't think she'll ever go there. Just because you're from there? I mean, technically, I guess every white person in America is definitely some part European. White people didn't originate here. We all came from somewhere else. Like, if you go far enough down the line, white people came from another country. I don't know jack shit about Europe, and I never fucking plan to go. So I don't pretend to be connected to the suffering of European people or Irish people because, it's my heritage. It's not my heritage. I have zero connection to that. I mean, I'm sure, like, somewhere down the line, my great-great-grandparents came here, but they also didn't want to be there. And that's ancient history. We started a new life here. So just because you're from a place doesn't mean that you're connected or you're responsible or you can speak for everything that's happening in that place. Every African American doesn't have anything to do with any of the fucking civil wars or stuff going on in Africa. Most of them probably couldn't even tell you about them. They don't fucking know, and I doubt they fucking care. So this whole talking point of, well, I'm part Lebanese, like that's not a credibility thing. That is the weakest talking point ever.
You can't give her authority and then expect us to be like, oh, you guys are idiots. You don't know what you're talking about. It's just not illogical.
Yeah, she's not an authority.
But how is that even relevant to her not being able to stand up for me as a friend?
Because you're Israeli and she's Lebanese. And
exactly.
So, you know, the Israelis and Lebanese, they just can't get together.
Thank you.
By the way, shout out to my great 2 employees that I love and cherish
right.
who are Lebanese.
Yes. Yes.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that one?
Man,
like just the other day, Bibi fired a really good guy.
Again, all things that don't have anything to do with Gila, and I doubt she even agrees with.
People are pissed.
So this is the Gallant thing, which
Snark's greatest hits.
Yeah, it
this is Snark's greatest
I think
hits.
he may have even ripped this from the Snark subreddit. Like, I think if you
probably
go there,
did.
you probably find
That's
this exact
probably a
compilation
source for a
that
lot
he
of the
ripped.
stuff that he's
now,
doing.
this is fascinating to me. They claim that Hila,
so they'll give shit to other people when they use anytime there's an attack and they use kiwi farms as a source. Oh, and then that means you support doxing, you support blah blah because you're using this stuff as a source. No. What the fuck just happened? I think I lost. Oh no. No. Why are you switching to the PS3? Okay. Unless are they still getting updates for the console? Jesus. All right. Anyway, no. None of this. None of this is like. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying because that just happened. Yeah. Like they'll reference like, oh, you use Kiwi Farm as a source, therefore you're malicious and bad. They definitely used the Snark subreddit as a source. The difference between them and someone who uses Kiwi Farms as a source is you can use Kiwi Farms as a source and not support doxing and not use the dox information as part of your source. You can skip over that part. There's no parts of the H3 Snark subreddit that you can skip over and use them as a source that they would be accurate. If you're using the H3 Snark Reddit as a source, it's because you agree with the H3 Snark Reddit.
If you read online about her, the claim is that Hila says children are trained to hate Jews from birth. What is their evidence?
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that one?
Like their evidence is Hila doing I mean.
And I don't even remember what, like, sometimes there's multiple conversations happening at once here. I don't even remember where this was going. Like, this was our post-election stream, right? Where we were all... Yeah.
There was lots of chatter back and forth, as the podcast
a
does.
nightmare of a stream when we were like, okay, Trump won.
So at any rate...
I don't even remember what, like...
So once again, world building on this.
Yeah.
This is their fucking evidence for this insane claim, by the way. This extraordinary claim that Hila thinks kids are trained to hate Americans, which is what he said, by the age of 2. Pretty extreme claim. The evidence should be pretty extreme.
They're taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that one?
Man,
like,
just the...
Checkmate.
Yeah. Where does
Oh,
it
they
go
got
from
you.
there? Like, I don't say anything. I don't know what.
You know, part of the reason why people are like, he's going to do a content cup on you, and I was like, there's no way. Because when I think about
Yeah, 'cause
like,
that would be
actually what's
stupid.
out there, when you get to the nitty gritty, people say a lot of shit, but you can't show or support any of it because all of it is just fucking lies and bullshit.
Dan
And so it's
has
like
for you the clip.
Yeah, he can't be
Dan
that
has
stupid.
The actual clip.
He was. That's stupid.
Oh, okay. Great. Let's watch it
The
unfiltered.
movement of not voting is so funny to me. Especially by people pro-Palestine, because if Trump gets elected,
He's the most pro-Israel president of
It's
all
not
time.
good for-
The context is he was fucking defending Gaza because people like Hasan pathetically voted for Jill Stein instead of Kamala Harris and say things as dumb as this.
Hypothetical reality where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for.
That's insane.
We were synced up there. Dog.
That I was so proud of that.
My guy, dude. My guy.
That was what's up.
Shout out, dude.
That's the kind of chemistry we do here. That's
Ethan
magic.
and I both talked about how people should vote for Kamala, and especially if you care about the Palestinian cause, because Trump is going to be way worse.
By the way,
And it's
he is
well known. His friends would be.
Look, I'm not a political guy, so I'm probably not going to comment much during this political part. But I feel like that part's pretty obvious. Like his foreign policy, he's been pretty tough. To be fair, that's exactly what he said he was going to do, and that's why people voted for him. And you can agree or disagree with that, but the argument as to whether or not he would be harsher on foreign policy and foreigners and all of that stuff than Kamala Harris, that's obvious. Like that's not up for debate. He absolutely is, and that's by design. That's why they voted for him.
BB, they both
Hasan
are made up.
and Hasan's being disingenuous when he pretends like they're the same.
The same kind of shitty behavior.
Yeah.
And that was also what I was trying to say about Gallant.
Of course. And so again, he takes you nodding and removes it out of the context of you defending Gaza
for the
I think,
movement.
Like I think it is
fucking
becomes
insane.
Like
Dude,
he-
at his rally,
yeah, it comes right here.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that?
She didn't even respond immediately.
I'm not, and I'm still probably
He
thinking.
cut it
also, like,
together so it looks like you immediately responded.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Okay.
The editing is malicious. Again, no other way to interpret that.
Man,
Like Kamala,
the other one.
I could add it.
he
Ironically,
says that.
both of his
He
clips
says
are
that. Listen, there's a lot of things being said. You listen.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, and keep playing.
In
He
this
said that at the
rally?
rally.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta watch the Rudy
I'm
part.
just saying, I
haven't seen it.
really think it's
and then
important
there
to
I
people.
say I haven't seen this. This is like news to me.
He says, I want to
haven't
watch
seen
the
that
Rudy
clip.
part. I haven't seen
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So show me what's so bad. I don't understand.
No, this is part of what is
What
so
is so
maddening
bad
about this.
here?
This snark phenomenon is truly mind-blowing stuff. They're in like a collective psychosis where
Cult. The word you're looking for, Ethan, is cult. They're in a cult.
they world build, and that's what it becomes. All right, let's move on. We got to make some ground here.
Okay.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense.
I just want to explain that one.
I have the
we fought-
context. I
Okay.
have this.
Yeah, I feel like she's already explained that one before. Like they even apologized for it and explained it, but he purposefully, again, more examples of that malicious editing. He purposefully ignored that so that he could make them look as bad as possible in this video. That was the point.
This whole one is so stupid. The Gallant thing is like it's like eye rolling at this point. It's like
I
brother.
want to explain it because people bring it up nonstop. I apologize for it right away when Ethan made a video to address this on his Ethan Klein channel. I
Next day, I think
made
it
a
was.
quick appearance in that video just to say I'm sorry, I misspoke. I shouldn't have called him a really good guy. Like I don't know why I said it like that. The point I was just trying to make is that BB fired him because they were disagreeing.
Here, you don't need to paraphrase it.
I
Let's
feel
watch
like
it.
the reason I brought it up was mainly
This is the next day.
to express the
Yeah.
frustration with BB and him firing the one guy that was somewhat, attempting at moderation. It wasn't really so much to say Gallant is a good guy. I shouldn't have used that word. That was a bad choice on my part, considering
I think that this got blown way out of proportion, and they're splitting hairs here. I'm pretty sure she was generalizing. I don't think that she means good guy as in he's a good person, but you know, compared to what he's up against, he's the good guy in the conflict, etc. Like compared to the alternative, yeah, guess he's the good guy.
Considering stuff that he has said.
Kind of like when the Avengers work with Loki. They never say Loki is a good person. But, I mean, compared to Thanos, he's the lesser of two evils. Yeah, that's probably a better phrase she should use. He was the lesser of two evils.
That I was not even thinking of. Really coming from the concerning feeling of like, we have Trump in office and Bibi just fired the guy that is opposing him. That's all I was trying to say, but I do understand that was not a good choice of words, and I would not have said that again. So
That sounds pretty sincere. I don't see any reason to hold that over your head forever as proof that you're genocide.
Or good as in he's good at his job and didn't deserve to get fired. You could also interpret it that way. Because, yeah, Trump got in office, and then the guy that doesn't like Trump gets fired. Yeah, they're like, yeah, it felt like a political firing and not one that was earned.
IDF propagandist, which is what he's claiming.
stepping away for a little while.
Yeah,
from
and
being
then
on
Hila's
camera,
stepping
being on-
away because the reaction was so cruel and over the top.
Yeah.
You stepped away for a while. But the main purpose of that comment was that, again, just to fucking explain it for the 100th time, Gallant wanted to end the war. In the headlines at the time, he was in the headlines for opposing Netanyahu and wanting to end the war.
It's a good piece of context. Again, I don't get into political stuff, but I do know that this landscape keeps continually changing at a more rapid pace than usual, given recent years, or at least historically speaking. Like, people's political opinions seem to flow like water now. So it's important to say that at the time he was doing this, and that's why we agreed with him, but it has since changed.
That's what he was in the headlines for, and that's what we're referring to. We misspoke. It didn't sound good. We immediately corrected ourselves. You know, that's how mature people do. That's how that's how you're supposed to.
That's responsible journalism. Yeah, that's the thing you're supposed to do.
To handle yourself, isn't it? Like, what more do you want me to do?
I have no problem apologizing and admitting and whatever is needed when things happen.
So, but his claim, if you
and
go,
the shit coming.
so he goes back and his claim is
Lisa
important
is
here.
very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out.
I'd love to chat with her about Israel-Palestine.
Never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Wait, is he gonna challenge Ian? Fucking Nisa. I mean, that's never gonna happen. If you think he's a coward, she's worse. But yeah, they're never gonna debate you on this stuff because every little bit of information they have on it, every talking point they have, was written by their new posse that they made the video with. They know nothing about this stuff either. They probably know as much as I do, which is next to nothing.
No, I wouldn't actually. That would be a terrible.
But I'd be interested in seeing that debate. Please, please, please challenge Ian. Please challenge Ian. And Ian, please let your ego take over and accept, because this debate would be a shit show. He would get destroyed, and I would make content out of it.
Well, experience.
That sounds like it would be
That'd
awful.
be a terrible experience. Yeah. Let's not do that. Let's not.
Out of
Annoying
Israel.
behavior.
Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend
He's content cucking me right now.
me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at
So he's saying I'm not defending you because of these two things.
2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that?
He cuts you nodding, which is totally like he cut out like a good few seconds there in between you considering things.
I mean,
like
just the other day, Bibi fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
The Gallant thing, which is just so bad faith. It's such a low blow. Like,
Such a
bro, you
disgusting
know.
way to edit me into like, look at this Israeli bitch.
Yeah, and the insinuation is that you can never fucking
malicious.
You can never correct yourself. You're never allowed to correct yourself. And Ian, that's kind of what your whole thing has become, right?
Yeah, you can't be wrong. You were being malicious. Exactly. They're painting it so that everything he does has intention. He can never be wrong. He's just evil. Like, they paint it so that he's evil. He's never wrong. He's evil.
You know.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean.
And then he shows a headline: Israel warns can send Lebanon back to Stone Age. Gallant says, "Yeah, I mean, like we said, we were excited that he wanted to end the war. Is that a problem?
Just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So
this, by the way, is his idea of joke and editing. Like, I don't know what's happening. The editing on this video is significantly worse than usual. His jokes are like, there's one thing to be said about like silly, like low editing memes, like the I just learned Photoshop meme, you know, with the frog. Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
But this is the substance
simple
of
and not
all
malicious.
of his like additive edits, and it's all just like PNGs he directly downloads or some shit. I think someone else has been editing his videos, and this might be the first time he's been forced to edit his own video, and he's very bad at it. He's very bad at it.
That might be.
That has to be because it just doesn't make sense.
True. Hadn't thought about that. Yeah. Yeah. Once YouTubers reach a certain size, which I totally get it, editing is the thing I am the absolute worst at and I hate doing. So, you know, if you guys enjoy my editing or, you know, got any tips, please do leave them in the comments. You know, I'm trying here. But yeah, that's what big YouTubers do. They hire editors first chance they get. And iDubbbz most definitely did use one in the past, but probably didn't for this because he wanted to keep it secret. And he's using Hasan talking points and working with them. He's not working with his usual crowd. He may have even lost employees over this, to be honest. I hadn't even thought about that either. He may have lost his crew, traded them in for the Hasan crew, and now he's forced to edit his own videos, and he's gonna, you know, try to find a Hasan-friendly editor.
Otherwise, like.
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people.
Yeah, and once again, what an insane characterization that I'm mad because you follow people. And he goes on about this.
We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say
The
about
most
Anissa
cringe
and I
joke.
is
It's
when
so
we're
bad.
on Twitter, we do be following.
So
I think he knows it's bad even when he says it, but he can't use an edgy joke because of the crowd that he is now fostering. So he has to use this like milquetoast fucking third grade level joke. We be following. Like, he even delivers it in a way where he's like, I know this is bad, but I can't say what I want to say, so here goes. Just read the line, Bart. Yeah, it's that. It feels like that.
The problem.
Okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know,
In her chat,
yeah,
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims
Denims.
is actually participating in this whole.
Here he brings the
child
employees
protective-
again into it.
He says, I want to play this whole part because I have a response. Over half of their current and former employees follow Denims. It's almost like that's not the problem. Service lie.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was
Right,
about
the girl who accused me of leaving shit on the floor and that CPS should be called, right? Just to remind you, Ian, because I don't know if you know that.
my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat
Unlike, I guess you're looking out for me.
it. We are friends with Denims, but I would...
Well, I find that reprehensible. Like, that's my problem. That's what I
That's
said.
exactly what we were
That's what
saying.
you confirmed. Again, the self-owning in this video.
Yes, the problem is you are friends with Denims, and she's doing things that are beyond the pale, which isn't okay. Being friends with her is basically agreeing with her. The line has been drawn, and you've chosen the side of it. That's the problem.
Is catastrophic. Yes, you're friends with Denim. Are these people in the crew friends with Denim to that extent where, let's see, here's Anissa.
And look, he doesn't even say you can't ever. He says to that extent. Like, he even gives a little quarter there, and he's like, there is a world where you could be friends with Denims, but there's, like, certain action she takes that you got to take a sideline on or not agree with. And the fact that you're not speaking out against them and agreeing with them is part of the problem. Or, well, is the problem.
Frogan's chat defending her tweet about sorry, hold on. Here's Anissa in her chat, okay, defending her take that October 7th was like a justified act of resistance or whatever. It was just insane. I mean, we can show it for posterity. Maybe it's even here, but you guys know the tweet. It was something like left or people want to phone. I don't remember. Yeah.
Who fucking who?
Did you send it? 5B, baby. We know what's up. We got numbers. We got letters. That's what it is. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So this is the tweet, by the way, that what's the saying? Set 1,000 ships to sail or something. Frogan, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. Now, this is important to note that on October 7th at 2:30 a.m., me and Ela were in bed as the story was breaking, listening to Israeli families call into news stations begging for help and being burned alive in their safe rooms. This was as scenes of horror were unfolding as they were in kibbutz, civilian living quarters, and civilian concerts, slaughtering, raping, murdering, mayheming civilians. So at the exact moment that that's happening, and her take is this is fucking insane. It's actually insane. And so do a see
and intentional. It's very intentional. They're the antithesis of toxic positivity. It's malicious. Again, I'm trying to avoid commenting on the political stuff because I'm not a political guy, but I'll comment on the actions. So my comments are going to be a little sparse during this segment.
See Anissa in the chat saying, I think you will realize what he's saying isn't the best in a week or so. It's fueled by pain. I really hope he talks about it calmly later. I think it will be better. Now, again, it sounds nice, but she's talking about Hamas killing civilians. I'm not changing my mind on that one, and but I'm glad. And so when I see something like this, I'm like, oh God, I didn't know that it was like that. I didn't know that she was like, remember Milhouse, the guy who's like laughing and giggling, all giggly?
I thought his name was actually Milhouse until somebody pointed it out in chat during the last one that's a nickname that they gave him, because I was like, yeah, he does kind of look like Milhouse from The Simpsons. Oh my God, what are the odds? And I was like, oh no, the odds are slim to none. They gave him that as a jab, which is what I would have done. It's funny. But yeah, I didn't know that his name wasn't actually Milhouse.
Giddily about Israelis running for their life. We watched it on Wednesday. Here she is in his DMs. He accidentally leaked it. And guess who's there? Anissa. Yeah, this guy is probably, the most despicable of the bunch. Here is Anissa, something saying, if there's anything you're unsure, I don't know what they're talking about, but here's Denims in his convo. Here's someone just talking about me. It's like, you all are talking together. You're involved in this. And I know that. Like, let's not pretend like it's not fucking obvious. It's not because you're following them on Twitter. That's insanely stupid.
Yeah, he's downplaying the fuck out of it to make, again, malicious framing. He's trying to make Ethan sound unreasonable. Every single take I've heard Ethan have so far about all of this, since CPS was called going forward, has been a very reasonable person take. It is like politics aside, this has just been the response that fucking reasonable people would have who aren't terminally online.
It's like a baby brain take. What an idiot.
We want to stay out of the drama.
That's just not true. I just don't think that was a genuine statement. I think I closed it. Oh no, I didn't. It's right here.
Would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Ela. It's like kind of
That's so fucking insultingly. Like, they really rewriting their history of like, we barely knew him. This is like Trump talking about Epstein.
The only thing Ethan did,
except I'm not Epstein,
points out is that
yeah, I think he realized that in that analogy, shit, I just made an analogy where I'm Epstein. I'm not Epstein. I need to say that. I need to say that before Ian takes it and clips it out of context or uses it as a way to frame me as more malicious.
I don't know if you want to read, I guess, yeah. That at least Milhouse did not endorse that you killed Shredder and the CPS stuff.
Which is all I wanted to hear from Ian,
right?
Ironically. Okay, I'm pausing too much.
Internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Ela are good people. Kind of a tricky situation.
Asterix Israeli. Don't defend them.
How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core?
Well, one's wrong. One did something wrong and despicable to the other one. It's not rocket science, dude.
People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know.
Unlike this video, which, reminder, fucking 3,000 views after 3 weeks, sir. talk about snark-brained a loser. Why are you in Hasan's fucking office doing the Fortnite dance? Was that not for clout? Was that not straight?
Yes, this entire thing is for clout. There's no other way to interpret it. It is the most obvious clout chase I think I've ever seen. Sort of somebody outright saying, please give me some of your clout. I need to be on your stream. Yeah, this is the most obvious clout chase.
Straight, like, offering yourself up to, like, the altar of the most obvious bait of all these fucking people who are frothing at the mouth about me on Twitter to come and support you. Please, bro.
I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention.
Bro, you were so smug. She did CPS, remember that? Okay, good.
Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
Oh, so it's personal. Okay. I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that. Clearly stated, and he says he's friends with Denim. That was my problem.
Yeah. So I already forgot about you.
Cool.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend.
Do you? Who, like, are you fucking 8? Like, who has friendships like that? I don't even believe him. I don't know why he's claiming that. I got a whole bunch of friends. They hate each other, but I got a... what?
But there is someone...
Is he saying Andrew Tate is his friend?
Middle,
Oh, Steiny.
who kind of fucks with both of them.
Yeah.
But separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking... You're either my best friend who's deep-throating me to the base of my cock.
That was epic.
What?
That was epic joke. Remember iDubbbz? He's edgy and he says cool stuff, sexual stuff, edgy stuff. Oh, that's the old iDubbbz. He's so funny and edgy. We love that imagery.
He also
Yeah, he's dead. That guy is dead.
burps sometimes.
He does burp in this video, which is like, oh, he did the thing, bro. Imagine me still doing Vape Nash. That's literally what he's doing. Like, holy shit.
Like a washed up celebrity who's living in the past. You know, Ernie Hudson at the Comic-Con still wearing his Ghostbusters outfit from the 80s. That's all I got left.
It,
Okay, the wrong button.
bro.
Vape Nation.
Holy shit.
Or you are Satan. You're the devil.
Oh, he said devil silly. He's back. He's so
back.
back.
iDubbbz is
The last
back.
thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty.
It sounded totally reasonable, actually. I didn't think it sounded coercive or shitty at all. We had a frank conversation where I was like, what? Like, this is totally unacceptable. Like, I don't understand how you guys can, like, associate with this person.
We're all creators and we all are online. So for us to ask you to say something publicly is not that
Let me
weird.
pull up my text with her.
It's not me asking like a childhood friend that's not on the internet, like, hey, can you go say something publicly for me or we can't be friends? Like, it's a little different.
Let's see what this conversation with Anissa was like here. In fact, let me give you, here, I'm going to give this to one of you guys and you can see if there's anything interesting in here that's worth following. I haven't reread it.
I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
God, look at Ducky. He's so cutie right now.
We want to stay out of the drama.
He's like so comfortable looking. Yeah, so my conversation with Anissa was like, why are you friends with this person? They're despicable. Look what they did. And she's like, I am so sorry. That was so unfair and blah, blah, blah. And I says like, well then, like, you should have no problem saying something like about it. And she, after that, the conversation ended on that. And I was like, well, exactly what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you should have...
It is a point where it's like, there's sides. You're picking
Yeah.
a side. And I'm not going to sit around and pretend like I'm cool with you being friends with Denim. She's a disgusting human being.
No problem.
And so are you.
I'm publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
Thank you for the compliment. I also see myself that way. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, you guys were already a shitty friend, so it was kind of like, it's kind of just saying what it was, you know.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Yeah.
But that was it. That's all.
Not defending us, by the way, not disagreeing with anything he said.
What she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have
agree.
anything else to say for your friends, though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick.
So thank you for pulling this, Ian. That's not Ian's editor. That's somebody.
Good shit. I went down right before I could shoot him through the gas. Tried to go all the way around the building, but I didn't make it. Good job. Good job. We went out on a dub. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the content. Fucking dub.
That was intense.
Yeah, fucking dub, and we did it in silence. Talent. Okay. Leave a like on the video if you like that. If you like that dub. If you appreciate the talent.
Ian hired before CC2 who did some editing but isn't working for Ian anymore and hasn't for a long time. Now we read this and understood. It's
I'll
like,
send
okay,
you that
fine.
clip if
But
you
if you go to his
wanna,
website, it's all.
Yeah, I think we earned.
Make a
I think
clip
we
out
earned
of both perspectives.
Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, leave a like on the video. I think we've earned it. Look at that. The multitasking
That right there
alone.
just goes to show you. We've been playing for so long. We didn't have to say anything from other when I said, "Hey, stay
From
up there."
Same wavelength.
Yes.
Right there. That's why it pays to have a good squad. All right, back to the content.
And
All
I have to point out that was 2v4 you and me.
Yeah, we fucking nailed it. All right, back to the content. Damn, that was beautiful though. Oh, good.
Oh yeah.
And see, I think Dan sees something interesting there.
To clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on.
Let's see this hard-hitting screenshot.
Well, you're just going like.
Wait, is this the part where he's going to debunk Ethan's spreading of misinformation by calling out the wrong guy and spreading misinformation? Because that guy got on Twitter. What was his name? Oh, fuck, I forgot his name. They'll say it in the video, but he was like, yeah, that's not me. Base, though. He was like, yeah, wrong guy.
Super deep in the comments.
No idea who this person is. I don't follow iDubbbz or have Twitter, but like, is it well known this person's their editor? How could they think nobody would notice? Yes, he's on a podcast. So this, okay. This person is wrong, and this was not a popular opinion. I knew this was not true, and other people knew. There's someone on his podcast that is not the person they're talking about.
It's just, that's crazy that he would say that that's the same thing.
I'm going to switch games now. I'm done with this one, too.
Yeah, it's really sad.
We can't put this as an F. Cracker. I mean, that's got to be at least a D, right?
Paleface motherfucker.
Paleface. I mean, again, I think that's an F. Hog.
So Hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Him and Hasan feel as though they're white guys, so they felt very comfortable talking about white slurs on their tier list.
I think I'm more white than you.
Hey, idiot, that's not what they were doing.
Right, all you have to say is there are no people on this tier list. We're not rating people.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the exact same take that I had. I mean, again, it's the reasonable person take. I'm not a smart guy. I'm not like divining something that like, ooh, I could see into their mind's eye. No, this is just like, it's obvious shit. This is that level. It's obviously so malicious. You're comparing apples and oranges as a way to prove things. Like it's so obvious.
Yeah, exactly. We want.
And
thought this was a good idea.
Oh shit.
There is no way that any of this will be.
Shit, where the fuck were we just at? Forgot if I hit that button while we're on this. Like we were further than this? We just skipped way back. Fuck. Oh, there we are. We'll go back right there. Okay, there we go. Oh, I keep forgetting I have to mouse off of that window before I do this. All right. Anyway, back to the content.
But also, like, totally understandable. Okay, I'll continue.
That it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess.
Which you're doing right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Shout out
What
Uncle
you're
Dane.
doing right now.
I wonder what Dane's tweeted about me. Now let's look.
Oh God.
I'd love to know.
And you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what he should have said and acknowledges it. Like, I wonder if he knows he's self-owning himself, or is this one of those guys? I really need clout, and he's like, these are like coded messages he's saying to them to be like, this is what I really mean, guys. All the other stuff I'm saying is to make Hasan happy. I know you're gonna be mad I'm choosing their side, but I really don't mean it. Like a blink 3 times if you want me to call for help, kind of thing.
Oh. Oh my god, do I do that or do I do a content cup? What is the decision? I don't know.
I'm so glad we got to the bottom of this, you guys. I thought we were going to do a long episode. I thought we were going to be here all night. It looks like he finally understands.
We will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
It's a rainy day out there in Los Angeles.
Should I just...
Mics are out.
Should I just end the stream here? So that this doesn't go on for 4 hours? Oh, this is like playing a video game with multiple... Yeah, this is like playing a video game with multiple endings. This is the good ending, guys. You're all seeing the good ending right now. Ian comes to his senses, says the thing he's supposed to say, takes Ethan's side, and then we all live happily ever after. Sanity is restored. Yeah. Sadly, we live in the darkest timeline, and we don't get the good ending.
All right, actually, well, let me see what he says afterwards. Then we'll end it.
Yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something.
No shit.
That was my point.
It's almost like we were exactly right in the way we interpreted your silence.
That's why we were upset. Your silence means something. That's what we felt. That's what we acknowledged. That's what we saw.
Yes. In situations like this, where that line has been drawn, your silence speaks volumes.
And you
I think you're spending too much time with Dennis, because like this self-owning, I don't think I'd have
doesn't look
used
good on you.
To do that before.
No,
you self-own yourself already like 5
You know what I was thinking as I watched this video back? I was like, you know, as much as I hate Noah Samson and his video and his outrageously defamatory claims, that aside, his video was much better. Like, I think of all the Ethan hate videos that have come out in the past 2 years, this is probably the worst one, ironically.
Yeah.
Mika's rhetoric.
It's reminiscent of Mika's rhetoric.
It's in the same ballpark.
Same category, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Hi everyone.
But at least Mika is like, I'm just a silly girl. I don't know anything. Like, she's not presuming an air of authority or like noteworthiness.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
She's not an OG YouTuber that has a history with us.
Right.
I've also vouched for Jewish people.
Oh, she said that.
That was Mika.
That was Mika.
She won me over in that moment. She's not that bad. She vouched for Jewish people.
Hi everyone, it's me again.
I don't even think Ian or Anissa could say that. I don't even think they could say that.
No.
You know, funny. You don't agree with us because we're Israeli.
So can I give you back your phone?
Did you see anything interesting or no?
I mean, you could. I'm sure people would be interested. Everybody's always, ooh, you're leaking DMs or whatever.
Is there anything that's like worth sharing?
Well, I think it's funny that you described that guy as the guy that looks like Milhouse to her while having us in the middle of a serious conversation.
I don't know his name. I genuinely, I don't know his name. What did I say? Give the context.
Where did it go?
I genuinely, I didn't know what his name was. That's how we refer to him. I guess I could say the guy who was giggling with glee at Israeli civilians running in.
You were saying it's a very malicious, hateful, alienating, terrible, everything, etc. But Frogan, Denims, and that dude that looks like Milhouse that lives in Lebanon, they're despicable and they're participants. That was the.
Yeah, I'm speaking pretty plainly to my friend.
You said you probably saw Milhouse actually show DMs and you were in them. If you want, I can show you, but the man is evil, and anyone that associates with him, I can't really be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when I saw her in his DMs, I was like, this is
you offered to explain why.
This is getting to be too much. And so I actually reached out to them directly to express myself like, hey guys, this makes me really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ian's like, dude, don't you get it? How can you assume all this stuff, but our silence means something? Are you... His brain cells are at war.
Yeah.
He's losing them as we watch. They're fighting. We need our brain cells aligned. They're at war. Anything?
He's got 2 brain cells left, and they're fighting for control. I think you're being too generous, Ethan.
Else?
I can't. I don't want to be the judge of that. I thought that line is funny. I'm not going to decide what DMs.
I think it's enough context. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, give me that. It's not like we have.
If it's not, let's not, because we have so much to get through.
Yeah, okay. I'll look through it and see maybe if it's interesting.
We have
so I'll read this last part when he says, I gave this horrible ultimatum to them.
Okay.
Let's see, leading up to that. I linked her a Froggy Tonic post. So this is just an example. He said, I'm quite convinced Hila has a lot of editorial control over Ethan's opinion on Israel and thus repeats things on the podcast. He said so himself, being nothing before her. He said she translates his Israeli news. We have seen her redirecting her opinions at his opinions of it live on air. Now, what I thought was interesting is that this is verbatim the same things that people accuse her of doing to Ian.
Yeah.
So I thought she would at least be understanding and sympathetic to that. To that he's actually literally being like, actually, Hila's a Lady Macbeth and she's manipulating Ethan. Does that sound familiar, Anissa? I said, I'm sure you can understand being friendly with someone that's going to be a problem for us. Again, my door's always open to you guys as longtime dear friends, I said. She said, no, we aren't friends. I don't talk with him regularly. I don't pay attention to his tweets. I just saw him posting a screenshot I wanted to use for promo and let him know I was yoinking it. I didn't realize he was still on a tirade until I saw a Reddit post on Ian's channel. Now, that's actually a lie, as Ian explains that it's on his feed and he sees it. Truthfully, we aren't very tapped into what's happening past worrying about Creator Clash. That's a lie. You're literally in the DMs of all these people.
Yeah.
We know vaguely when, and clearly you are following it based on this video alone.
Yeah.
Liars. We know vaguely when people are fighting online because we have to for promotion's sake, but beyond that, we don't have much time to keep up with details, especially people's Twitters who aren't actual influencers themselves. Ooh, diss to her friend. So reading that, she was pretty flippant, like, it's not a big deal. Like, and so my response was, well, in that case, you should have no problem publicly denouncing the horrible shit that he said about Hila and myself. Then hopefully, right? Yeah. Praying hands. Right? I was like, okay, well, then it shouldn't be a big deal. That's it. That's it.
Oh
anyway.
It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe...
Yeah, but you pick the other side. That's not how it works. You can't say, I'm putting you guys on pause, but I'm still going to be friends. But now I'm going to be friends with them who are attacking you. I'm going to actively join the side that's attacking you, but our friendship's on pause. When all this is over, we can pick up where we're... It's not the way that works. That's not how relationships work. What is this logic?
Maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where...
Don't hold your breath.
So if you need a translation, this is a, hey, guys, I'm doing this, again, coded message. I'm doing this for clout, and after I'm, back on top, after I've regained some of my old fame back, then, we can be friends again. Just ignore the stuff I'm saying. No, I don't mean it. I'm just trying to... I just really want my career back to be what it was, but I don't want to be an edgy guy to do it. So I'm trying to meet in the middle. Come on, work with me, guys. Work with me. Yeah, I feel like we're watching a hostage, like a video of a hostage, and they're trying to code messages into the script to plea for help.
Things are a little bit easier to broach.
Do you think that do you think that your friendship is that much of a prize? That I'm like, I need to go to therapy and I need to I need to think the right way. I need to fit in and I need to think the right way so that I can finally be friends with Ian and Anissa, who, by the way, judge me for being Israeli just for being born there, who secretly judge me and hate me and flirt with all of these people that fucking do unforgivable, despicable acts. God, I wish I could be their friend again. It's just crushing me.
I don't think we need to do it right now. But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address.
Yeah, it was important to me, which it wasn't to you, and that's what happened.
I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story.
I would have been perfectly fine with you not being a shitty friend. He's talking silly again. He's back.
I would have been perfectly fine with you
God
not
damn it.
blasting me and my wife on your pop.
Was that a problem? You fucking spineless hack coward loser.
Oh, this is all because my feelings are hurt. I don't really mean it, guys. My feelings are hurt. This is child logic. This is what my children do. I didn't mean it. I was just upset.
Well, I don't think you're gonna like this podcast very much then. Hit the laugh track. I don't think you're gonna like this podcast very much then, sir. You spineless, degenerate loser. You are not even a shadow of your former self. You're dead. That's the thing. You're not
Told
even,
you.
there's no
Yes.
shadow because you don't exist
Told you.
anymore.
Ian's dead.
Like, oh,
iDubbbz
zombie
is-
came out of the earth and like
iDubbbz is dead.
Okay, it's an extended metaphor.
That would be undead.
Yeah, it's an
Not
extended
dead.
metaphor. It's gone too much. It's gone too
That would be undead.
Thank you. Not undead. So I'm taking it back.
Well, it's the second time I've had to correct you.
I
on-
apologize. I apologize. I'll speak more clearly. Thank you for correcting me. Undead is a zombie? Or zombie and undead? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, zombie and undead.
We want to stay out of the
they're
drama.
not the same thing, but yes, a zombie
It's
is
kind
undead.
of the same
yes.
thing. We're splitting
Okay, I
hairs over
said
fictional
zombie.
shit now.
Splitting hairs?
Zombie.
Yes, we're splitting hairs over fictional
Said he
shit.
was dead.
Okay, let's move on. I'm being silly. Let's move on. We're being silly, guys.
It's parading around the
You don't need to
reanimated
clip
corpse
this,
of
guys.
iDubbbz.
You don't need to clip this as proof that I'm a tyrant boss. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not say that silly enough?
There we go.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Am I not silly enough for you? Right.
Please stop it.
I'm sorry, but the guy knows comedy.
Podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast.
I didn't brigade your
Sorry?
fucking comment section, you dumb loser bitch.
Brigading.
Like if our fans end up over there. By the way, your fans are our fans. A lot of our fans liked your appearances on our show. Anissa famously said, "I love going on your subreddit because that's the only place on the internet they're nice to me." These are
Yeah, you guys shared the same fans. You collaborated content together. Like, I think this is just him acknowledging that, like, or trying to acknowledge that the fans that I had when I was working with you are gone. And I think he's like doing this cope where, and that's by design because I don't want those fans anymore. Remember, that's what he said in his apology. That he'd met his fans and he didn't like his fans, so he wants new fans. Yeah, this is just him disowning his fans.
are the people that you courted to come watch your fucking podcast. And guess what? Now you pissed them off. Deal with it, dumb bitch. How's it my turn? How's it my fault? You should be thanking me for even putting your dumbass on my fucking podcast when the whole world hated you and I didn't mind sticking my neck out for you. Oh, is that transactional? No, I expect some fucking... can you not have any expectations for your friends? Like, is that crazy? Okay.
It's 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Ah, that's why no one watches. Very good. Very good. At least say.
The timing on him hitting the button right there. It's like fuck up golf shots. Oh my god. That music though.
About this aggressive.
I said the see you next Tuesday word.
Oh yeah, don't say that.
I had the bill. I
don't
said
even know if
You snuck
people
that one
heard
in. I didn't even hear it.
I just want to be clear about what was cut because last time
It was
everyone
pretty
people go, I gave what was cut? What was cut?
It was under the radar C word.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't want to be. I want to play it safe here. I don't want to get this whole video yoinked because I said the C word once. But I mean, he is a C word. You know exactly.
I agree.
That you're putting out.
So let me go back.
Just
'cause
say
I
it, man.
doubt this.
Say it. Go full force, Ethan. Go unhinged. Fuck your monetization. Just lose it for one video. It's worth it. Do it. Do it, Ethan.
She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what
What about your girl?
I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the?
Unlike what? Yeah.
What are you doing?
You're the
All right, man. Thanks for popping in. I'll see you tomorrow.
pacifist, right? You're the supposed pacifist. I'm glad I could bring this out of you, buddy. I mean, it's really something no one else could do, apparently.
Fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit?
Probably would have been wiser than this. You know? Yes, you could have done that. I thought you were the fucking Buddhist. You were the pacifist. You were like the enlightened, bro. You ascended.
Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to
Why are you wearing a cold tooth? Like, is that like the little X factor about this video? Is like, I've got a gold tooth.
Do you want some fucking tea?
How is he gonna talk about me being nasty and not explain what happened that morning?
Pretty
I
despicable.
told you I can't get over that point.
Yeah, just it's important to bear in mind that all these clips is the morning CPS was called. So pretty despicable business.
Yeah, don't forget that he's purposefully and maliciously leaving that context out.
There, to exclude that.
you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens.
That's as close as he comes to saying it. He won't say CPS specifically. And I'm hoping they call that out. Damn.
That being said, I would like to jump on the top of a giant dog pile that's been going on for 2 years to end the hateful cycle.
You know what's a series where it happens a lot? Content cops.
I thought he disavowed that.
Until he needed it.
I was morally grandstanding
content.
and
Yeah.
acting as if
Yeah,
I'm
go on.
any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on. It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's super
kinda spitting
irresponsible
facts.
and shitty.
Like, listen, I know that didn't please everyone, but if you make a decision that's so drastic, at least stand by it.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, buddy. Welcome back to the fray. How's it working out for you? Enjoy your new friends who will, like, literally abandon you the second you disagree with them on one single inch of the narrative.
A lesson he learned from Jordan Peterson. They will cannibalize you. And something he's experienced himself. Because that is exactly what they did to him when he tried to pander to them for a little too long and not a little and not hard enough. You're either all in or we will destroy you. That's how they work. That's how they operate.
You're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. Once again, why am I saying that and to who? Probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KK. That's a joke. Is that a problem that I said a joke? I think Ian forgot what a joke is. I genuinely think he forgot.
I think there's a strong case for that here in this video. Like, seriously.
He forgot what a joke is. Why would you show that as some great example? Okay.
Take a joke.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I even fucking...
Take a joke.
Bobby understands. Kay Clancy has a similar view of Hitler.
When you're fucking quoting Bo Blacks as an own, you've lost the plot.
Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi... By the way... Fucking anti-Semite. So he says that my calling Dan KKK Clancy is harassing him. Where did that come from? Zach, do you know?
Dan KKK Clancy.
How about that? Wonder how Dan feels about that clip being the Hasan mega fan that he fucking is. Has he ever commented on that? I doubt it.
Whose voice was that?
I did.
Play it again? Whose voice was that?
Dan KKK Clancy.
That wasn't Keemstar. That wasn't Hasan. That would be really
That would
weird.
be weird.
And KKK Clancy.
Considering he's doing the Fortnite dance behind him, like taking this moral, but he can't be the one.
KKK
Yeah,
Clancy.
that doesn't make sense. That's impossible. It can't be.
I just realized. I thought it was weird as
View on Hitler.
fuck.
By the way, I'll get into this later, but that's Hasan admitting that he's been to a Diddy party. The dude's been to a Diddy party after spending the last 2 years attacking Evil Dan for being the diddler because I don't know, some random association with Diddy.
Yeah, so what he's talking about there is he called him Dan the Diddler, making obviously a P. Diddy joke. And they pulled up an old tweet from Hasan from years ago, long before all the Diddy stuff came out. He wanted to go to a Diddy party, and not only did he want to go, but he would do all of the fun things Diddy would want him to do. I can't remember if he used the word horse or not. But yeah, it was during his frat bro arc.
Bro, you've been to his party.
I just thought they were great reaction.
They are. They're very useful. Yeah. Sure. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite, completely defensible. You should see why I said that.
Yeah.
Instead of just showing me saying something with zero context about who I'm talking about or why I'm saying it. Fucking great. Good content, bro. Super good.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to.
Okay, we're talking about harassment, or are we talking about your friends propagating CPS coming to my house to take my kids away? Like, we're not gonna play this game, okay? Where me being a dick and making fun of people is the same as your friend Denims supporting someone named Bad Empanada, showing him on stream when her whole chat is saying call CPS. Let's not play this fucking game. I mean, how pathetic does it get, dude?
How are you gonna talk about like not supporting harassment and start the video with like dancing and flipping us off with all of our current enemies?
That wasn't harassment. That was a joke. See, it's jokes when he does it. That's the point that you're missing, Ethan.
Really good question.
It just doesn't make sense.
That's a really good question.
At
I think,
least,
is this his thing of like, the Leafy thing, like, I'm going to harass you back? I don't know. It's not very well explained. I think I'm giving him a lot of grace by even like trying to explain that there's any like thought put into this video.
Harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of... Okay, what does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Are you okay? You talking to...
He's equating this whole thing to internet beef. He's purposefully, again, ignoring the context where this has crossed over into the real world and CPS was called to your house. That's what he's doing.
Me? Like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical.
He even acknowledges it in the clip he shows next. Like, what is this editing?
Explain what's the line that was crossed.
What line was crossed?
Yeah,
Ian?
exactly. Explain it
for a second to explain
it.
What line was crossed? Please tell the audience so they can follow. Toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan.
So again, he's not showing the context. What was the okay, I'll play this part, but did you guys ever find the context of what I was talking about here? Because I feel like I wasn't even talking about him. I could be wrong. I just don't remember ever saying like Ian was friends with me to get something out of it. I feel like he might be taking that out of context. I could be totally wrong, and I'd like to know one way or the other. If I did say that,
I thought you were talking about them, about Anissa and Ian in that clip.
That's the same clip of
It's all the
when
part of the same
CPS was
clip.
called.
Yeah.
Same clip.
It's part of the same conversation.
And that is a
I don't think it's out of context.
rich thing to say. Like you're the H3 podcast, okay?
That's right. Keep my name in your mouth because I know you fucking love it.
A lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not.
Oh yeah. I'd like to welcome you in the halls of greats such as Jimmy Lee. Welcome to the annals of history, my friends.
The annals of history.
You've now been converted from friend to enemy on h3lore.com.
Welcome to the soundboard, Ian.
It's happening.
Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to
Yeah, I am. By the way, I am insulting you because I think you are a disgusting human being and are worthy of being insulted.
suggest that I
Deserved.
was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it.
I don't think that's what I meant because I don't think that's something I would ever say. I think I must have been talking more like generally just about how. I guess actually, you know what? He did have a lot to get out of us. No, it wasn't out of context because he was happy to come on and promote Creator Clash 1 and 2 when it was basically like an H3 fan meetup in those fucking arenas, and to come on and promote it and do all this. And then I 100%. And by the way, I co-sign it. I'm going back. I remember now. I'm owning it. Yeah, that's what happened. You were happy to come on the podcast and get this tremendous promotion for your event, but when all I wanted for you to do was say the bare minimum of like, hey, you know,
as much as possible.
this is
we don't
not
wanna
true, by
pile
the way.
on and add to anything.
This is fucked up. This is not true about CPS, whatever, like the bare minimum. But remember what he said, our silence means something. Okay.
No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend.
Okay.
Okay.
The whole downplaying of the friendship. Okay.
Because
Yeah, we only worked together for years upon years and built our fame together by combining our audiences. But, you know, I'm a light friend with you. I'm friendly. Oh, that's probably got to be the part that, like, that's got to hurt almost as much as the denial of the CPS stuff. Like, my God, man.
it's been
The
pleasant
fucking
hanging out with
betrayal.
you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
Him or his
agree.
content?
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's called the H3 Podcast. It's always been my emotional dumping ground. What are you talking about? It's my show. I can dump. I can take a dump on you. I'll take a dump on anyone. And by the way, give the context of why you were angry. You just said burn.
Congratulations, you figured it out.
There was a way to.
Are you the arbiter of what a podcast is? Sorry, I'm pausing it too much, but this.
God, he's having like the same takes as me because, again, they're normal people takes.
Claim is insane.
Today, you're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are.
He is the fucking keeper of podcasts. I didn't know that. Ian is the decider of what podcasts are. Oh, I defer to your expertise, sir.
Yep.
With 3,000.
You know, because he has a podcast. He's figured it out. Haven't you seen his audience size, Ethan? He's figured it out. You could learn a lot from him. This would be like me trying to tell other streamers how to behave. I'm still figuring it out. I admit that.
3,000 episodes per 3,000 views per episode. Clearly, you are in a class of your own, sir. Allow me to talk silly for a minute. Sorry.
There was a way to approach us to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something.
You said that in a text message to them privately.
Yeah.
You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you.
What a hero, man.
Oh, wow.
See? Yeah, I told you. He's the hero. That's what this is all about. That's what this has always been about. The fucking levels of delusion. Like the mental gymnastics you have to do to reach this point. He's either fully drank the Kool-Aid or he's being purposefully misingenuous. The only way that you can say he's not being malicious and he's being sincere is to admit he's got a mental illness at this point.
It's not just about him. It's
The president of Snark, you guys. Introducing iDubbbz.
Snark Dubs.
Snark Dubs.
Is this Snark Dubs? Is that a good one? Maybe? Because I feel like Snark is like the biggest embarrassment. It's not that good. Yeah. We'll work on that. Yeah.
And a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
This is harassment. How much do you actually care? If you're, isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that Ethan.
that's his example of us harassing people.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This is us harassing them, apparently.
Okay. I mean, that was before when I thought he was sane and actually thought calling CPS was a bad thing to do. Now I understand that they don't. So I guess my perspective has changed.
Scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now.
I love how you trivialize that. It's a thought in their heads. I guess anti-Semitism might be something that they're imagining exists in their heads.
I mean, there's a lot of voices in your head, Ethan.
Certainly.
One of them might be that anti-Semitism
You're
voice.
paranoid, sir. By the way, fuck Israelis. I will never defend an Israeli. As long as I live.
Why?
Charlie's a defender. Don't play him like that.
Now more than ever. And it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes.
Not completely.
You guys are just hurt, and you're kind of like dancing around and making very...
I've said this before, but imagine Ian saying this to another minority group who's complaining about racism targeting them.
You don't have to imagine it.
To another minority group?
Yeah.
That's his whole career.
Yeah. That's,
Oh, you're right. He's the N-word guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he built. Yeah, the N-word guy. Being fucking edgy, remember? Yeah, that's his whole career.
The N-word F-word guy.
Oh, that's a good point. He's the N-word guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told him to not be offended by it.
Yeah.
He's
literally doing the same shit.
He's doing the same thing. He's the same person. He hasn't changed at all.
Yeah.
He just switched from black people to Jewish people.
I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. Like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something, and
You're
it's
right,
saying,
man.
"Fuck you! You guys are being bad." You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you are being bad.
I think actually, let me say, I think you're bad people. I think you and Anissa are disgusting, evil, rotten people that have capitalized on a dog pile to add to an insane harassment campaign that's been leveled against me. You guys took the opportunity to jump on top, take an easy dub to try to revitalize your dead fucking career because you're about to do Creative Clash 3.
That is exactly what he did. It's obvious.
And you are preparing for that eventuality, and you're using me as a stepping stone. But guess what? This stepping stone is loose, bitch, and it's like one of those trap stepping stones where you step on it, but it goes in the water and you fall into the swamp. That's what he stepped on. Oh, trapped him.
Behaving poorly, you're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not, you know, marching by his side.
It's not the best analogy.
Yeah, to be fair, he's right. It does come off pretty silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes off a little dramatic. I don't think my point was that I'm thinking of myself as the
I understand the broader point, but for
he's
sure.
right. This is he hit on something. He hit on a point here. You're right. That was hyperbolic. I apologize.
I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
Marching with the black students and
I mean,
Okay, that was funny. That's the first time. Yeah.
He said, his first funny line for the whole thing.
Now there's the iDubbbz I remember.
There he is.
There we go.
He's in there somewhere.
Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing, to bring it back to Hasan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like, I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one.
He keeps trying to characterize
Talking about
talking
people is
about
not
people as
harassment.
harassment. It's very bizarre. Yeah. I was doing this great joke, which still is hard hitting as can be, as of Hasan being like, I'm actually thinking of going to Gaza.
Yeah.
And then he's like, actually, it's too dangerous. They can't guarantee my security after he like collected all the flowers for being, he's thinking about it, you guys. That's a great point. That's fair criticism. It's funny. It's hard hitting. It's great. That's why you don't recognize it when you look at it. You're like, you don't recognize it. This is what comedic genius looks like.
Going to Gaza.
You're like a vampire now. You used to see yourself in the mirror, but you don't anymore. You see nothing. When you look in the mirror, you see my face.
They're full-on vampires.
Yeah.
Who is the fairest of them all?
Because there would be no face. This is the third time I've had to correct you on supernatural beings this episode.
Doing like a
second time on vampires, and yeah, when there would be no reflection. It's not like it's a different person when the vampire looks in the mirror.
Are vampires undead?
Vampires can't see anything in the mirror.
Okay, there it is. I just asked a question. You didn't get asked so testy. You too, Nate. You know, is Ian undead?
No.
Potentially. He might be a zombie-fied version of himself.
Here, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hasan.
Like people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our kid
I'll show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry.
That's the extent of his inclusion of why we're upset, by the way.
Sorry, I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork.
Yeah, why? Why? Because your feelings are hurt? Aw.
For this type of streaming, which is watching people.
I think he just called me an innovator.
Yeah, he's straight up. I'm wondering. I want to hear Ethan's joke on this. He's straight up saying that, like, you invented reaction content. Lord knows that you didn't make videos making fun of reactors that helped led to your fame. No. You created it, Ethan.
Once again,
trailblazer.
Accepting the compliments as they come.
Bullshit and giving your unfiltered.
Oh, come on. This girl? The girl. The girl. Again, he doesn't know what's funny. He doesn't know what a joke is. He forgot. That's why.
They're investigating you, homie.
Like
investigating
you know,
homie.
It's like you don't have to go all out. Like, were you too much offensive, over the top back then? Did you owe people an apology? And should you have grown and changed? Yes. But whatever you I don't know what you went some other direction after that. That's like not it. Hit it backwards? Interesting. Whoa. Okay, stop harassing her, Zach. You're disgusting harasser right there playing that
I hope his
soundbite.
kids get taken away from him. Oh, I hope so. They would be so much better off.
Oh, well, that's mean to say. She said that. All right.
Your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said.
You can say, if you think I'm being unfair to your friend, I welcome you to tell me.
Said shit like that to you all the time.
I love, actually,
yes,
I would have loved
think that
to
is
have known
what he
that
wanted.
You were actually on Denim's side when it comes to calling the CPS.
Yes, he would have wanted honesty.
That would have.
I know that's a bridge too far. That you just be, open and honest with your friend, especially in his time of need.
Actually saved us a lot of trouble and effort.
Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you.
I love that. We've been demoted to independent contractors. We went from buddies to
Light
collaborators to friends to light friends to independent
content creators.
You as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for saying
But that would be commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is clean, they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it? That's a good point. That guy's smart.
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids. Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog.
Let's see what they say to this.
And Ethan
I
and
said the
Hila
law would care.
Wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever.
That's actually just a straight up lie. Denims would have taken a cross with that. Hasan probably would have taken cross with that. Bad Empanada would have taken issue with that. A lot of the psychotic snarkers and people on
You mean
social
all the
media,
people in the beginning of his video?
everyone in the beginning of his
all
video,
the people he's fucking
like
dick
that's
riding
just
right
a
now.
lie, bro. That's just a total fucking lie.
I also want to say I know you do wipe your ass because we've had extensive conversations.
Yeah, right on this show.
You clogged it with fucking paper towels once, bro.
Right.
I didn't wipe with the paper towels.
Well,
just to
the
be
issue is
fair.
that you put it in the bottom to catch everything, and then it becomes a block.
Must
we know
Must
everything.
I always live in humiliation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is an apology not enough? This is like Gallant of the toilets.
Well, have
all
you
over
stopped
again.
doing that? Have you stopped doing that?
No, I bet he has.
No, I
Hold
don't
on,
do
love.
it. Yes. I've
I
stopped.
don't believe you.
Content.
Why? I'm not. There's no been clogging. There's no clogging.
All right, I
There
got
has
it.
been no
Okay,
clogging
we're
in a
gonna make
while.
a video called Content Clog. That'll be it.
Or a clog cop.
Yeah, clog.
I don't find it funny.
Ethan's employees come out.
Hold on. Clip
finally.
this. Clip this. There's clearly a lot of tension back there. I wonder what he does to them off camera.
Whatever the prompt is. No one would care.
The joke there, Ian, is that you can't read jokes. You've lost the plot.
The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out?
So, yeah. Right. He's like the only one that would be mad about it.
I don't think
is
he's going
me,
to say the
because
law
you
thing,
shouldn't be defended
because
by
he's
anyone.
trying to
Proving
avoid
your
that.
point, by the way. You're so dumb.
But that's the
Like,
truth, though.
Wow.
The law would care
I'm not
about a
tweeting
character
out
witness,
because I'm not your
especially in a
fucking
custody battle.
lapdog. That's why I'm not.
You're right. You're Hassan's lapdog.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You've graduated.
Yeah, I thought you were my lapdog. You were in someone else's lap the whole time. You dang rascal, you.
Oh my God.
By the way, I love the presumption that just saying something like in behalf of your friend is being a lapdog. Like, okay, bud.
Not tweeting it out. I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
He doesn't care if you're good parents. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. You don't care if your friends are good business.
Standing by your principles
are good parents.
Admirable is that it's not always easy.
Why
Very
are you
smart.
saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are?
No, admittedly.
Apparently
I
you don't have any.
That's the
I
thing.
thought you were saying that calling CPS to take someone's kids away erroneously out of spite was a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I completely read the situation wrong. I didn't know that you are actually supporting that. So again, you're totally right here. I did not know your principles, and I apologize for making that assumption.
I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with...
This is why I didn't answer your call. I fucking had CPS visit my house. I don't want to talk to you about your principles. I know it's going to be some dumb,
he's got bigger
fucking
fish to
pathetic
fry.
conversation Of empty
He's got other
platitudes where
shit
you would
going on. It ain't
tell
about
me What a
you.
great guy and what a great friend I am, while simultaneously admitting here to believing the exact opposite, being friends with the people, not wanting to defend me because I'm Israeli, you too, and like you are just a phony bitch, and that is why I stopped being your friend. That is why I called you out, and that is why, and I thank you for proving that all the assumptions I made were correct.
my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list.
This is a joke,
We're going
I
to start
think.
off with Frogan because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan,
The BDS
that can
thing, I
only
think, is a
mean
joke.
that you're
Stupid.
anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast.
Yep.
You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show.
More pie.
Should we just skip it? It's so dumb.
No, people need to see Lucille. This man doubled down on this segment. He invested quite a lot, which doesn't say a lot because this is very poorly edited, but he invested a lot of effort into this segment where the premise is if I should be angry at them for following someone and not the fact that you're friends with them, support them, agree with them, or yeah, I mean,
It's not like
rocket
what we
science.
care about is their actions.
It's not rocket science. I know that
And it's not
following isn't
like-
an endorsement, but being their friend and being their DMs and like is an endorsement. You know what I mean? And talking with like Froggy Tonic, who's a psychopath, on Twitter, during the harassment campaign, yeah, that says something more than just following them, dipshit. Our silence means something. Remember, you admitted, dork. Dork.
Yeah, it spoke volumes. I just don't think it said what you thought it said, Chief.
Dork.
Olivia, Ian, daily dose of internet is anti-Ethan.
I'm just let it play.
Jesus, this
it's
is fucked up. Pokemon,
it's so
common
dumb.
Etiquette.
I'm just gonna let it play.
Asmongold's in here. Asmongold follows Frogan. No, Asmon. That means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked
this is
up.
I can't
We're
believe
gonna want to avoid
It's
these
not
rumors.
about
It's
following
bad.
people.
I can't believe what a poorly
Yeah.
conceived point this is. It's truly mind-bending.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if I'm tripping, but did he use photos from hlore.com of us?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Shout out
okay.
to
Shout out,
hdlore.com.
yeah.
Nice.
Go check
That
it out.
website's not for you, okay? It's for everybody. hdlore.com for everybody. It's for everybody.
It's a great plug.
You're right.
For the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hasan's in there. You'd think that Hasan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hasan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to people collaborating with Hasan because that's what he did. You gotta be the lowest of the low to be...
What?
Speechless. Give me a minute. So he's claiming that
I had
when
trouble
started
too
the
because
show
it's that
2
bad.
years ago, I'm a hypocrite. Dude, okay, all right. First of all, he says I didn't criticize Theo Von because I'm scared of like. I'll let him finish his point.
Associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hasan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hasan on Instagram, so Hasan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right
That
up on
almost-
us Nisa's and iDubbbz feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document.
I misspoke. I didn't say feed. I meant that, well, you were appearing in his feed in the messages. You were messaging with them.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
like, I
that's what
obviously
happens
don't know
when
what's
you
on your
at
feed. I'm
someone.
not clairvoyant, bro.
Just what I said.
And people can be removed or
He just doesn't know how Twitter
Cedar,
works.
Sean DeBlack. Again, I don't know anything about him.
onto it depending
Why does he
on
want to be part of this so badly?
how Ethan's feeling that day.
Clout?
You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hasan but are still anti-Ethan. But Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hasan.
Who the fuck is this?
It's
of all,
because
he doesn't
Ethan
even
is
know
a
who some of these
coward.
people
He's
are.
a bitch-made coward.
By the way, do you actually believe that? I mean, we're friends, right? We've known each other for a long time. Do you actually think I'm a coward, Ian? Is that what I'm representing to you now? Now, let me say this. I don't. These are not my friend. Jeff is my friend, and we did speak with him about it on the show and privately. Okay.
Okay.
So that happened. Now, you claim that I should be calling out Stavros, who's just a guest on my podcast, who I'm not friends with. I don't never chatted with him.
Yeah, it's
off the
like
show.
you're
Nothing. I don't know
dragging
who the fuck this
you're
is.
dragging
But he shows
civilians
Theo
into this
Von,
now.
which again, not a friend. But I will tell you this, because your content copying research goes so deep. This is what I posted when I saw that Hasan was on Theo Von's podcast. Pretty biting stuff here. Theo Von having Hasan on and not asking about his statement to kill Rick Scott, his love and support for terrorism, his disdain of liberal democracy is truly an embarrassment that I hope Theo Von doesn't soon live down. Absolute shame. Ironically similar to how Hasan interviewed the Houthi terrorist. Wow, what a coward. I mean, bro, you're fucking just wrong. Like, what an idiot. What a loser. And by the way, there's a whole side convo about how I'm lying because they did talk about Rick Scott. Now, for the record, Theo did not ask him about Rick Scott. He did not come prepared to talk about someone that I consider to be a terrible force in the culture and the country. He didn't come prepared, right? And so he gave Hasan the opportunity to bring up his threats or his calls to kill Rick Scott. And to frame it in a way where it's not a big deal and people just misunderstood me and all this kinds of stuff, which is a provable lie, right? And so they're trying to be like, oh, Ethan's a liar because they didn't talk about Rick. I'm just for posterity. It's stupid. Theo Von did not bring up Rick Scott. Hasan did, and that's my point. So again, I expect just a full-on apology for getting this part wrong. Yeah.
You're not going to
Ethan
get
has
it.
an unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's going to
Do you
keep
think Theo Von's a leftist? Are you aware of anything in this world? The dude had he had Trump on his podcast. Like, what? He's just such an idiot. It's so stupid.
that to himself because the last
propaganda.
thing that he wants
It's
to
intentional.
discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was
This
just-
boy went all the way. This dude's doing Gokunaru shit. This dude's recreating Gokunaru. You're talking the Bill Burr thing, bro. Holy fuck.
horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was
What is your
prescribed it
point?
and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode.
What is happening?
that made me finally start.
He's saying that you look up to comedians, which again his examples were Stavros, who is a comedian,
Not friends with.
but then Jeff, who
Jeff, we've
he's a
talked
funny
about
dude.
it
Is
on
he
the
a
show.
comedian?
Jeff's a friend. We've talked about him having.
No, but is he
on.
somebody you look up to as a comedian?
No.
Yeah, is he a role model?
No
And then-
offense to Jeff, I just don't.
And then Theo Von, who is a
I don't
comedian,
look up
and then
to
I don't
any of
know
these
the
people,
last
for the
guy.
record. He
Right,
makes it
that's
seem like I've got all these people and like I've got posters of them on the wall. I don't look up to any of these people. So his point is that, what's his point?
Well, assuming that you did look up to those people, that you're afraid to criticize them because you look up to them and you want their approval, so you won't talk shit about them.
And the Bill Burr part proves what?
This is the proof that you look up to comedians because you did look up to Bill Burr, and when he came on the show and it didn't go well, it made you really depressed because everybody was giving you a lot of criticism for it.
Okay.
It only really makes sense if you did look up to these other examples that he's giving, but since you don't, the point doesn't really.
Well,
land.
also the small inconvenient fact of me.
I took off the wig
make
because it was
sense.
giving me a headache, man.
You're free, bro. Free yourself.
It's okay.
Apparently, I'm
it's
gonna
a
have to
wig.
wear it
He
on
didn't have to
Monday
grow his
because
hair.
Jeff is coming on Monday.
Oh, well, he's bald. I guess he wouldn't have time
You're
to grow
getting
his
an
hair
extra
like that.
day, so just
Thank
leave me
you
alone for today,
gifting
okay? I
us
got a
with
headache.
the beautiful images of you with the bows. I
You
just
don't,
love it.
you don't need to apologize.
It's been
And what a week it's been for you to have it
Yeah.
on. By the way, and everything you said, and also this inconvenient fact, which is just.
And the fact that you did call one of those people out, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not really hitting, is it?
If any of them, I could say I wouldn't even say I look up to Theo Von. I think he's very funny. Like I like his sense of humor a lot. So I guess I was gonna say if you can say I look up to any of them, well, that's less and less true because he's just gone like way too conservative grift. So I wouldn't say I look up to him. I still think he's very funny.
Mhm.
So if you might say it, that he's the closest thing to someone I look up to, and he's
Right.
explicitly the one that I called out in very harsh terms, might I say.
Yeah.
Make the whole point
It all made sense.
make no sense.
Yeah, he could erase this part from the video.
I think
By
his
the way,
secondary
also-
point.
Oh, sorry, what?
I think his secondary point is that it's a comedian that doesn't fuck with you. I think he's trying to say Bill Burr
Basically,
didn't
yeah.
fuck with you when you interviewed him. I think that's the secondary point.
Oh,
he's
we
trying
had
to-
and again that's stupid because we had a second interview that went great, and he's the one that reached
I
out.
never
to
saw
do
the
it.
second one. I might have
By
to
the
watch
way,
that now.
I want to say the fact that he's weaponizing the Bill Burr moment and like how it affected you mentally, and you opening up about mental health and how much like we've gone through with talking about mental health, and then he has the audacity to tell you to go get help. Like, I'm sorry, can you make sense for once?
No, he's.
We
totally-
are ones that actually talk about mental health all the time, and the Bill Burr was the beginning of it actually when Ethan talked about.
I was extremely vulnerable talking
Yeah.
about how that affected me.
And we got a lot of shit for it too.
Very
which is
embarrassing.
Stupid
It was very
that people
very
do that.
embarrassing. I didn't want to. I was just being very vulnerable about it, and like it's just scumbag behavior to weaponize that. Especially considering we're
Agreed.
friends and he knows we've talked about that situation. You know how I felt about that situation. You know what it did to me. And to try to weaponize that as some own of proof of I don't even know
Yeah,
what.
for
like, totally
online
unnecessary.
clout.
It's just a pathetic low
That's what
blow
all
that,
this is about.
Says more about him than me.
Yeah,
the wind is
I don't know. I also don't know who does he think he's talking to when he says go get help? Like we do get help.
But also, that's just not like an
we
insult.
do all that.
Like
so
I don't think that that's like a funny thing. Like I
Right.
find a lot of these
Using
leftists.
it as an insult, yeah.
One of the ongoing motifs I've noticed of leftists criticizing me is that I'm crashing out. I'm losing my mind. I'm crazy. I'm schizo.
Everything's a
whatever,
crash
yada, yada,
out
yada. The constant thread that's perpetrated by Hasan.
Friendly reminder. Sorry, I hit my button one too many times. Friendly reminder for those who haven't seen my content from the last react that we did to this. If you want a good example of a crash out, I do have a me reacting to an actual crash out on my channel. It's the biggest crash out in GTA RP history. And yeah, this chick completely loses her fucking mind and then gets slapped by her mom. That's a crash out. Go check it out. It's only like a 20-minute video, and it's worth the watch.
On and everybody downstream, including iDubbbz now, is that the problem is that I'm crazy.
Right. It's a way to like delegitimize anything you're saying because you're just
crazy making. It's totally, it's just totally insincere, bad faith, mean-spirited shit. Period.
Stavros goes on Hasan's stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back.
Yeah, I mean, so Stavros isn't my friend. I saw that clip and it did make me, it made me like, damn, that's kind of annoying, right? Like I felt, it made me feel like, yeah, that's kind of sucks. But he's not my friend. I would be totally out of line to message him and say, hey, don't associate with Hasan. That's fucking
way
nuts.
out of line. And also, he's kind of joking about it and making a joke.
He's super silly guy.
I can't say that I liked it, but he's making a joke. Like,
yeah, he's super silly.
It's a joke that didn't land, but he tried.
Like at the end of the day, I don't even know how serious he's being there.
Yeah.
He's not very.
Epic own, bro. You fucking got me again.
Just really.
Because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream. You're not touching it. Fuck you. You're a coward. It's just his job.
You don't know what you're talking about.
It's hard to argue with people that are this dumb.
Yeah.
The fucking pose he paused it on too. And there's your thumbnail.
Bro, it's not the same fucking thing. Stavros saying something on Hasan's podcast, it's not the same thing as you and Anissa being friends with people that called CP that helped CPS come to our house. It's not the same. Okay? It's not rocket
Should
science.
go without saying, but he said it.
But it's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know,
Who says I'm good
he
friends
makes
with
fun
him?
of everyone.
Why are you inventing?
It's not just me, right?
This has got to be
Because he has to paint a narrative. That's why he's inventing this. Again, you had it right the first time. He's crafting a fiction.
like a snark thing. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not friends with Stavros. I'm not good friends with Stavros.
Oh, also, I can't forget about
You're
Matt
good friends
Lee.
with everyone
Matt
you've
Lee
ever
is
spoke
in this,
to or
like,
did a
middle
podcast
tier.
episode with.
His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this.
So he's saying.
Yeah, everyone you've ever did a podcast episode.
I'm
with,
trying to
you're
get to
friends
Rhett
with.
Link. I don't even know what the fuck how he explains that.
Category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with.
Why, dude? Rhett and Link didn't say anything about me. Why would I? Why would I burn Rhett and Link? That's stupid. That's even logical.
Though he's sniffing around.
Yeah. This guy Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning. You'll notice, no, Ian bravely does not explain my problem with Matt Lieb, although he does show it on screen that he platforms someone like Bad Empanada. That's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he does not even explain that. In fact, he pretends like Bad Empanada, who's at the center of a lot of this, doesn't exist, which is very convenient because he's just an evil dude that everybody hates. Acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired,
He did,
frankly.
in a video
And
game.
I hope he is fired. Yeah. He's pathetic, and he interviewed basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now.
So do you think Bad Empanada is cool? I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Which is one of the reasons
Yes,
I
he
made
thinks
this
he's
video in the
based.
first place.
He won't
is
say it.
because he thinks I'm
Again,
weak.
this is a
He
lot
thinks
of saying
a lot
it
of these
without
other
saying it.
creators that he's gone out of his way to attack. He thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully. He
You
can
dumb's fuck. Like, the cry bullying with them is just incredible. These people started this shit. They talk shit about me, and I respond.
manipulate, he can send lawsuits to, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video. Oh, brother, he goes after the button. and what's going to only be described as
now you've gone too far.
It's just confusing. It's just a poorly conceived, aimless, bro. I think obviously his video, it's doing well view wise. It has like it has over 50% dislike. So clearly there's a lot of people that don't like it.
That hole, man.
But what interests me, I think what's indicative.
Yeah. It's a little over half dislike to like. So the dislikes are winning. But I'll take this time to remind everybody, and I say it all the time on my stream, half this country is retarded. So that checks out. Crap, I said the R word.
Indicative of just how nonsensical this entire hate movement is against me is that you cannot watch this video and think it's actually good. It doesn't even make sense.
No, and if it's for somebody that hasn't been following the story, this must be like the most incoherent mess.
It just seems like some personal drama. It has that many likes. Of course. Oh, yeah. I think that thing's pretty accurate based on what I've checked in against my own videos. Anywho, let's see what he says about the button. And you got an audio. We're hitting both.
They hit the button! They fucking hit the button! I'm sorry, I hit the button. There's music. Oh, God. Comedy gold. This is how it's done. Hit the button while he's making fun of you for hitting the button.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no
shit.
I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. It went off the rails there.
It was just too tempting watching you do it. It's like it's so tactile and fun to hit.
Reflexive.
You had to do it.
Does feel good to hit the button.
This seems to be like the most effort he's put into this video. Is source like every time I've clicked the button, it's taken forever, and the payoff for this is non-existent.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was working with people from the H3 Snark subreddit. Because those people are that autistic.
Thank you, bro, for the progress.
Yeah, the people from H3 Snark are that level of autistic that they'll go and do this research for him. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. If he was working with Hasan, Frogan, with all that crowd, and they're probably also, I mean, they probably also work with I wouldn't be surprised if they're on the Snark under separate accounts or something, or control at least part of it.
You can literally see how we laugh a lot of times because it's also like a bit, you know, when we use it. Sometimes it goes both ways.
It's silly. We use it all the time to be funny.
Yeah.
It's like so stupid. And also, having a kill switch is the most common thing in the world in broadcast. Everybody has it. Just because you are like, fuck, I'm trying not to have a shoestring operation here. I want to have a professional operation. And so we have the ability, like I'd say all.
You're trying to be professional. That thing that iDubbbz doesn't know how to do, never did, and his career is built off the fact that he's not. So of course he wouldn't understand.
To have a kill switch.
Very few streamers though, and something that could really benefit. Look into it.
I think
the Ross air cleaner, everybody, highly recommend it.
It really is a good idea. I don't know how he can explain otherwise.
I mean, it's a responsible thing to do.
He's like, you know what, bro? You shouldn't self-censor. You should allow every offensive thing you say out on the internet so we can judge you for that.
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, we are laughing.
I don't want to.
Oh, shit. Like, how pathetic are you? Also, bro, this isn't Schindler's List. What's with the dramatic music? Like, I'm hitting a button. We're laughing and smiling most of the time. Like, bro actually thinks he's Schindler right now.
I could have saved more.
I could have saved more. There's only one less button. What is
if only I had a button for my other hand.
Jesus criminy, dude. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I don't like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach. You'll be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. Yes, please. I want to be a good.
It's really accentuating the gameplay, though. Golf's never been this exciting.
My Esteban era.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun walk down memory lane.
You
we
look
should
so
you know what?
insane like that.
We should
still.
repost this because I think it's a fun video. We just got to change the music.
I like how intense and dramatic it is.
You like it?
Yeah, it's hype.
I have to say, Esteban is really looking good.
I fuck with Esteban, even to this day. I need to shave a little bit to clean it up, but I think it works for me. Thank you so much. Did the watch return? Can I see it?
Oh God! Come on.
Listen.
Oh.
This man.
Oh, Waddles says that he found all those buttons.
What?
I hate that I made this editor's life so much easier. Waddle's the guy who runs h3lore.com.
Oh, they're on the lore page.
He has a page with every button.
Okay,
So
I
he
take
just
back.
stole it
He
from
actually didn't put
them.
any work into this video. He continues to put zero effort
We
into
picked the music. He picked some music.
Oh my God.
Don't feel bad, Waddles. You're just doing your best. Thank you so much. I had this watch resell.
If anything, it just makes more sense because we were like, why is there so much research gone into the button?
Yeah.
So the best part of his content, the best part with the most effort put into it, was made by Ethan's team. This is beyond parody. Maybe if he plays the whole thing off as a joke, he can still save himself. Holy
But not
shit.
everything else.
Just oh my God, that's expensive to resize it. $300 to
Whoa.
resize it.
Holy.
So,
What?
but the thing is, they had to cut it. You had to take. I mean, it. Oh God, what a fucking piece.
That's crazy. They also sent you a message that you should only keep it laying down like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I shouldn't put it on a winder. Really?
I don't know why.
Just want to see if it fits real fast here, guys.
Is this the one from the other day?
No, this
It doesn't.
This is the other one.
There's no other one when there's the one.
There's two ones.
There's not two ones. That's two.
No, there's the one,
There's
and then
the
there's the
one,
backup.
This
And then
is
there's like
The one and then the
one's
other
more a
one.
contemporary one.
What's
This is a
what's so
vintage
hard to
one. So they're
understand?
kinda like in
No,
different
this
categories.
watch is stunning.
This is Terrence Howard math that's going on right now.
It's
okay.
It's too fucking.
It's the same key of E.
God.
It's too fucking.
Wait, it's like
big.
way too big. What happened?
They made it bigger.
It's not even close.
Because you got little baby wrists,
And
dude.
now this whole piece got cut off for nothing.
Oh my God.
Did I?
The wrists of a
It's not
child.
even close.
Did I do it on the tightest one? No, I didn't. I
Oh,
didn't do
okay,
it on the
okay,
tightest-
okay.
It's okay. It's throwing
Same
me off.
key of E.
Same key of E here, guys. Should we order food or just fuck it?
We probably should.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Well, we only have about an hour left, right?
It's still. I mean, it's a little better.
Okay.
I don't know that. I don't really like it when it's all loosey goosey like that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We're wasting time, Ethan.
We're wasting precious time.
You only have an hour left, and then you have to leave.
Who says?
Me.
We have maybe two.
He wants to
Maybe
go
two hours.
home. Let your employees go
I don't know, I
home,
just thought
Ethan.
if I
You're
said
so
it confidently enough,
abusive.
it would happen.
It's worth a try.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't use that and like interject there as proof that Ethan is abusive. See, he won't even let his employees go home. Oh, guys. God.
Yeah.
All right.
So do you guys want to order? Because we could. We should do it
I'm
now
okay.
if we
I ate right before the show.
So we can
I'm
just wait
starving,
the
bro.
kids.
Okay.
I love Owen.
Man.
Let's go, love.
Like maybe we should. It'll cause too much disruptions.
Just send a menu in chat, love. We'll order something.
Alright. Well,
Something easy.
Nate said that. I don't know if that's like official.
Well, they're saying, but I'm giving the okay too, because Dan's like, I'm not hungry.
Thanks,
and then
bro.
you stop. I'm saying, yeah, let's order something. Put it in the chat.
Thanks, dog.
Oh. Okay. They're just talking about scratching it. Okay. Yeah. You want to do? Yeah. Okay. We can order if we do it now. All right. Let's go on. Let's move on.
Could you please, guys, please?
That's fine.
That was fine. Yeah, I don't think it was that
That was fine.
big a deal. Of all the things that.
Anywho.
It always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I looked at Olivia and she's like, "Yes, do it."
Now let's talk about the.
That was it? That was the point?
God forbid you guys have fun on the show.
Wait, he
Like,
didn't even.
laugh
He
and
does.
stuff.
He moves
taps-
on?
No,
Not
you-
quite.
Okay.
Not
No.
quite.
Button. Ethan got this button or kill switch as a response to the
Dude, he blurred her. Isn't that just like? I mean, granted, like, yeah, let's be sensitive to her, but it's just like, okay, you're such a
just
hero.
a person crying.
You're such a hero, bro.
Okay.
Are we not okay showing a person crying?
He's trying to be like considerate to her, I guess. I don't know.
controversy with Cutie Cinderella.
Dude, the blurring of the crying, and then you show yourself crying at the end of the video. Is he trying to make it sound? Yeah, he is. It's disingenuous. He's trying to make it look like it's worse than it is. Like he's making fun of an abuse victim or something instead of just a girl who had a deep fake made of her, which is totally blown out of proportion. She overreacted, not Ethan. Ethan is based. He should have never apologized. I'm glad he took the apology back, which is context that Ian left out. But yeah, she overreacted. Ethan didn't.
He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and that wasn't the only reason.
By the way,
that wasn't. Okay, I don't want to say it too confidently, but am I misremembering? The button was because of the NRA comment.
Yes.
It was a run. It was a whole run of things.
And we got like a whole week ban.
We got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Within a period of a few months.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We could actually like.
It's time.
We might.
The button may have been installed shortly after that incident, and certainly that would have been a moment to button.
I think
but
you even say it here that it's already on the way. I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. This was not in
episode.
reaction to this. This was in reaction to some comments
Or it might
that
even
crossed the line
might
and
have
got
already
us
had it on that
banned.
episode and it didn't work yet.
No, you guys didn't have it yet.
I don't think it
was
was
on the
installed yet.
way, from what I recall.
Yeah.
So I mean, what a failure in research and preparation. It's just factually just completely.
Which like we talked about it for months, and then
you know
took
what's
time
funny?
to get it. Like it's not just like an Amazon purchase.
You know what's so funny? He's blurring her face as to be like, I'm a hero and I don't want to include you, but I have to.
He didn't have to.
You didn't even have to include her. You lied and made it about her when it wasn't even about her.
It was about something that frankly was more serious. Like would have, not to help you out here, Ian, but I feel like that would have been a better point to make.
Well, the problem is he agrees with that one. I think he agrees with.
He agrees
By
with
the
it,
way,
but he doesn't
like,
want to admit
the
he agrees
footage
with it. So
looks
he's trying to
so
find.
old,
you know.
so it's like
stupid. This whole video.
Probably
so dumb.
2 years ago.
And I'll
now,
say
I would
this:
say.
when I watched back Goku Naruto's video, there was a lot of stuff in there that I like apologized for, explained, ate crow on, stuff like that, and obviously a lot of stuff I corrected. There is not, and I'm being genuine, except with so far with the exception of the analogy of the
that you're
black
like a
student,
you're a black student
bravely
being
attending college,
attending school. Yeah, that was probably.
There's not one poignant point made here that I feel needs to be explained, justified, or apologized
Right.
for. Not one, dude. Not a single one. Fuck.
Figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now.
The fucking disingenuous framing behind this entire thing, dude. I don't understand how you can interpret this as anything but malicious. I don't understand how the snark, how any of these people can interpret it as anything but malicious.
If we could. I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why the kill button is on its way.
Is on
That's
its
it.
way.
See, exactly.
Oh, okay.
He uses the button for everything. If
Wait,
his
so he
jokes don't
disproved
land-
himself in his own video?
Yes.
Yes.
Cell phone.
Yes.
Cell
Dude.
phone dubs.
There's a lot of
The
cell
button
phones
wasn't
in this
in
video.
reaction to the Cutie Cinderella thing.
So you included her for no reason, Mr. Sensitive fucking white knight.
Okay.
Great. Now you're subjecting her again to the chestnuts all over again.
Yeah, true. True. By bringing it up in the video, you're the one making her relive it now. Ooh, how are you going to explain that one, Ian? Especially now that you're lefty and you have to be so fucking sensitive to everything. Save spaces and trigger words and all.
Blurring her doesn't erase the damage that was done from those chestnuts on that day.
True.
There's nurse floating around there on open flight.
And he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's in,
That's funny. I'm sorry. Once again,
How is that an own?
I think he forgot what a joke is. I think that might be one of the big problems with this video. He's confused.
insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay.
But that's the snark thing too. Like they take something that's obviously a joke, they'll world build on to
Snark
it.
math.
Yeah,
Like girl math.
Snark
There's
math.
Snark
yeah.
math.
He's high on snark.
Yes.
Man.
Everything is intentional.
Yeah, I do.
Everything's intentional. Everything has a purpose. Ethan's the bad guy always. He's the devil. He's the devil incarnate, and he has a plan, and he also works in mysterious ways, but also they're super obvious. It's everything, everywhere, all at once.
What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong on this one. I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time.
Okay.
Right.
So you agree?
Yeah.
Once again, I am trailblazing.
Well, let's hear the second half.
We had a great idea to get the button, and he, after all that, agrees.
Yeah.
Fucking fascinating stuff here, guys.
Yeah, he says things and contradicts himself.
But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You may be
I don't know why
planning
it
for
does
your
that.
show.
I opened the menu.
I thought he got jump scared by Ian's face. Thought Ethan got jump scared by his fucking face. He has a very punchable face. Maybe that's why I didn't want to participate in Creator Clash anymore.
But why does it open it there?
It didn't show.
Okay.
It hadn't loaded yet.
Okay.
A little bit
But
more.
it did. We could
You
have
maybe
used the
say,
button.
I'm not going to have
Once
my
again.
podcast.
Privacy. I mean, that's like the most greatest.
How
reason.
irresponsible.
Yeah.
Probably been the most use case of the button has
it's
been
just privacy.
you accidentally opening things that show private information.
The button is undoubtedly a force for good. It's a force for good in this world.
Yeah.
And to stand against that.
It's like telling somebody don't go to therapy. I don't know. It's like it's only a net positive.
What's
Like-
next? Are you against the plow?
The plow?
Yeah, humans advance. We have new ideas. Are you against progress? What plow?
Like early agriculture? Is
Yeah,
that,
what are you
like,
fucking
okay.
against the
He's got that hunter gap.
He's definitely not against people plowing his wife, because he's a cock. That's what happened. That's what happened. He went over there and he made this hit piece for Hasan, and in return, in exchange for all the clout and acceptance into the inner circle, he also gets to watch Hasan bang his wife while he sits in a chair in the corner. See? It all worked out. He got everything he wanted.
Gatherer mindset.
What's wrong with you, dude? You don't even use a scythe? What's up?
I wish you had the bottom when you leaked my phone number.
Yeah.
That was pre-button.
Oh yeah, that was.
I would have loved that too.
Or was it? No, that was because he was at home, right?
I was at home.
That's
We were
yeah.
fucked no matter what.
Yeah.
No.
That's material for you, Ethan. Ian should have used that one.
Yeah, you fucked up. Well, but then that would just show the necessity for the button. The button it's an achievement. I mean, it's one of the wonders of the world. It's been called.
Make it?
That button has saved us more than $20,000.
Oh yes.
I think
Been
if
one
you
of
want to
the
criticize
Saved
the
them
price,
from
I don't think that's a good
lawsuits.
angle because it genuinely has been a financial boon
It's a
for
good
us.
investment.
Dude, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, that's the best investment I've ever made in my life.
No shit.
Has be an emotional dumping ground for today. You instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay.
Sorry. Why do you keep saying that like it's a bad thing? It's my emotional dumping ground. That's the.
I'm gonna try to comment over top of it because I'm realizing that this still has a lot left, and I don't want to drag it out any longer than I got to unless I got a rant to go on. Depends on how Ethan reacts. Still gonna comment, but I'm gonna try to find pauses in their speech instead of pausing the video because this is a lot longer than I thought it would be.
That's the whole point of the podcast.
Funny though, worth it.
I don't know.
I regret
Why is that
nothing.
inherently wrong, dude? Why aren't you? Okay, whatever.
On topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a
This
lot
is
of
the
his
Mika rhetoric thing with
He
the
actually-
goblin mode.
Maybe
has
she
a
helped
problem with
Cloud.
Goblin mode.
Right behind
How did
the
this
tree.
make the cut? How did goblin mode make the cut?
Hi everyone, it's me again.
Dude, he's literally. I'll say it. I think Mika's video was better.
At least it was more entertaining.
She at least introduced this concept of this being a criticism of me, the goblin mode thing.
I think we were laughing, at least.
I've also vouched for Jewish people.
Yeah, that's brave.
Also
of you.
that.
And
I
she
mean, that
did
was a
that.
plus. That was nice of
He
her.
stands on the shoulder of giants, like Mika. Oh my God, this is fucking fantastic. The whole end from here, the run is like just more and more unreal. You know?
I see some people in the chat saying to you, Ethan, that is why we're watching Do Not Change.
Duh, that's not what do you want from me? He's like, oh, don't be a messy bitch and don't fucking express yourself honestly.
Don't do what iDubbbz did. Don't do what iDubbbz did. Don't betray your audience and then betray your friends. Dude's just a backstabber, man.
Can you just not express yourself honestly?
He's leftist Sneeko. Just looking for his internet daddy. Whose clout can I chase next? Me, dude.
Sleep for a
Can
day?
you just make a more boring show for us, Ethan?
You know, I think that it would be a lot better if we could get your viewership down somewhere to like 3,000 per episode. That way I won't feel bad about my show being unwatchable. Please, I invite everyone to watch it. I mean, help the guy out. He's clearly hurting. Like,
He does
this video
need the
wouldn't
views.
have happened if people would just watch his fucking podcast, Maximum Damage. Please, just watch it.
All the time to excuse a lot.
If I tell people to watch your shitty podcast, will you leave me the fuck alone? Will you just go back to sitting on the sidelines? Fuck me.
Of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin mode.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's what you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all victims of goblin mode, I would
Pretty funny. No.
like to issue an apology.
Cool, he got there.
Goblin mode today.
I know, Ethan's
Yo, shout out to Ethan's Basement, one of our biggest fans.
Remember
and supporters.
Remember the days when Ethan's basement was just...
No, he
was in my basement instead of my...
He's still called Ethan's Basement, and until he changes his name, I just assume that he endorses everything you say and do.
Well, I moved from...
His icon is a picture of you. How could he not support you, right?
It's literally me. I mean,
right?
True.
He must really look up to
It's your
me.
biggest fan.
So.
Love him.
I can't believe Miko made it into a content cop.
Not only
moving up
that,
in the
he's literally stealing her intellectual
flow,
property.
dude.
He's biting from Mika rhetoric. That's fucking
Hi
fantastic.
everyone.
Run.
It's fantastic.
You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused the
I'm trying, bro.
6
And I
minute
don't
trigger
think there's
warning
no
before the
room
video.
for using the term goblin mode. I like
Okay.
the idea that you're defending
He's giving
yourself and
space.
the little guy by going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, to treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone... I mean, listen, case in point, right here in front of you. By the way, I'm not done. I'm making I think I'm going to make an H3 video this weekend.
Do it.
In response to it. To this, just succinctly...
Oh, that's fantastic.
Great.
You want to be
Oh, we
on?
are getting out of here by 4.
What time is it?
It's 3:17.
It's free. We got plenty of time.
That's what I'm saying. In
It's
45
only
minutes,
20
we can wrap
minutes
this
more.
up.
It's only
Oh,
25
God.
minutes longer.
So many
Hell
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's like 2 hours in Ethan time.
I take issue with that. Sir.
How much time's left on this video? Oh my god, it is close to 2 hours. Holy shit. They gotta not do that for... Hold on, I'm gonna thumb through this real quick. It's gotta not go on for the rest of the podcast, does it? Oh my god, it does. We may have to pick this up in another video. Jesus, I'll go for a little bit longer, but I didn't realize it was the whole fucking episode of the podcast almost. Almost 5 hour long podcast, and it's only 36 minutes of that is not this. And we watched the opening part. Fuck.
Fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you
must have,
not
like, gone
thinking about
off.
what you're saying, not, reflecting on your behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a
Where?
the
You're only showing us
projection-
old videos.
I mean, that's true. A lot of it is all old
Everything
stuff.
he's showing is old videos. What is he talking about?
The thing is, like, the projection right now is pretty insane because, like, what I'm learning and a lot of people are learning is like, oh, he didn't change. He just changed his target. You know?
Ian.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
talk
Right.
about the crew. I think the crew
Let's
has
not.
been...
Let's not talk about the crew.
Let's
Prefer if
not.
you
Like
didn't.
you already brought them up so many times.
I get extremely uncomfortable, and I think it's extremely below the belt.
The crew?
To target the crew, to talk about the crew, to put them in a position
Yeah.
that, like, everybody sees, like, AB and Leonard in. It's just completely unfair. is completely fucked up. And again, they act like they're doing it to be the good guys, but it's just cruel and it's pointless. It's just completely pointless. So I vowed that I'm not even going to comment on the crew part. Obviously, if anybody wants to, they're welcome to, but I just want to keep the crew out of it, actually. I guess I'll just to make it.
So now we're going to skip forward to like 45 or something.
Well, yeah, where does it? Let me see. So just to say that, so they can't say I'm avoiding criticism. The most biting thing in there is the button where the button didn't work, and I'm speaking harshly to AB.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was one instance where I was speaking harshly to AB, and we were having a real world workplace experience. I don't even think it's really that big of a deal. I mean, do I wish people didn't see it? Yeah, obviously. I hit the button so that we could have a private conversation where me or him or anybody involved would not be subject to public scrutiny for a private conversation, and where we can express ourselves honestly and openly. That's for everybody's benefit. So yeah, that happens. It is a workplace, and I don't know that Ian ever has had a real job. But it's a high tense workplace. There's lots of happening. It's a live show.
Mhm.
It happens.
It's also a lot of jokes.
What can
a lot
I say?
of humor.
Welcome to Earth.
A lot of fucking around.
It ain't
that
Would I like to be a
serious, Ian.
perfect, measured, calm in every situation? Yes.
Right.
Do I strive to be? Every day.
Right.
Every day, Dan.
Preach.
What'd you say?
Every single day I strive to be that man.
Which man?
A perfect.
I'm sorry, I
man.
wasn't.
A perfect man for you, then.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but so I do apologize to AB. I should have spoken more calmly to him. However, I also don't think it's a big fucking deal. So that's it. I'm just addressing the one criticism that I think is interesting in that.
Yeah.
Without
Not much
talking
left to
about the
comment.
crew.
I don't disagree with a lot of this.
Put in the worst working environment that you possibly can be for a fucking podcast. Every crew member has it bad.
I'm chilling, dude. You don't need to do this.
Why?
You don't got to do that.
Speak for yourself.
You got to do all
Dan.
that, dude.
Why does he? So actually, this part is kind of good. Without getting into this.
No. You're right though. Let's just get to the meat. Get to the stuff about you.
It's
Yeah,
just
let's get to the meat of
why
this
are
thing.
you?
It's so
Get
stupid.
into it.
You got problem with
It's hard
us,
to comment on
focus
this,
us.
Listen, they're not slaves, okay? They fucking choose to be
Yeah,
here.
like this whole part's
right?
stupid.
So
It's a free country. They can leave
why
whenever
are you
they're ready.
putting words in their mouth, thoughts? Like you're speaking for them as if
This is the snark thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
so snark-brained.
snarkonomics.
Starkonomics.
Yeah, snarkonomics.
Darkonomics.
It's just so pathetically stupid.
For a fucking podcast. Every crew member has it bad. To be around Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay? What she did was abhorrent. And by the way,
Love sent you where
once again, what am I talking about, buddy? He
Yeah.
doesn't even say. I think it was when
Devoid of context from the people who are always screaming about
denied,
context.
the rapes, I think. It was something obviously warranting my extreme reaction.
Just don't listen. Your critique of her is correct. It's just people are sensitive about women being called that
yeah,
word,
it is
and
that.
so
It is that. So it's like, oh, Ethan called her a B word, which okay, fair enough, right? Why did he call her a B word? What did she say that upset him? It doesn't matter.
I'm just
pathetic.
Tom Ward's in there. That's funny.
Tommy Boy made the cut. He's suffering, by the way. I think he's talking
Congratulations,
about
you're in a
Tom.
content cop, Tom.
Tom is suffering.
Love sent you where to go to. In Discord, Love sent you where to go to. From here.
4420.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay.
4420.
44. Jesus Christ. He spends a lot of time talking about the crew. But yeah, basically they're all miserable. They're here against their will, and I'm a tyrant of a boss, etc., etc. Yeah. Alone killed double that much.
Be right back, XP. I want
I'm gonna move on. I just want to play Hasan talking about bad empanada.
Ethan doesn't want to change, and he wants to bring the entire crew down with him.
because he's putting them in this position every day, right? But it's more important that he gets this shit off his chest.
Oh, this is where it is.
It's more important that he dumps. We're all familiar
That's
with
right.
goblin mode.
Dump on you, bitch. About to take a dump.
They call them dumps.
By the way, I hate to see it. It does hurt my soul for him, for my old friend to see such a miserable like ratio. It's really heartbreaking. I didn't ever want this for him.
Womp womp.
But he's getting the views, so, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see if they stick around for Cheez-It rating. By the way, iDubbbz, just... By the way, he accuses me of using drama to get views. Let's see what kind of views he was pulling before he
Pulling
did
the
a content
analytics.
cop on his good friend Ethan Klein.
Yeah, they're not great.
300,000. Where's the Cheez-It one? This one, let's see here. This is hard-hitting stuff here, guys. Ranking all Cheez-Its by which generation would eat them. 200,000 views.
Is that secure?
I don't understand.
That is literally
how
the video.
My content doesn't get more than that.
God damn it.
This is what
This is like
people wanna watch?
Minecraft all over
This
again.
is like nothing.
Does this mean you
Like, I
closed
used-
your timestamp?
I think if I go back, I will save it.
Okay.
Start at the bottom.
But
You're
like,
oh yeah, I
do you
got enough.
think people aren't watching
has no
because of
science,
the? I'm just saying the drama video has a lot more views than the Cheez-It one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think that's fair.
But let me skip to the middle to make sure it's not
I
a
just
joke.
wonder what's the next video gonna be. Are
Love
we
big
back on
Cheez-Its?
Content Cop season or?
I guess probably another Zionist.
But I always wondered, what's the deal with big Cheez-Its? They're just Cheez-Its, but they're big. Big Cheez-Its, big
Yep, that's
Cheez-Its.
Silly talk.
That's the
Cheez-It for
idea.
scale.
That's why we love him.
It's like twice the size. Not bad. Twice the size. I'd call that a big Cheez-It. If another man was twice my size.
All right, we do have
I'd
enough
call it
to
a
watch.
big-
How the fuck does this have 200,000 views? I mean, granted, he's got millions. That's still a small percentage of his fucking fans, but this is fucking pathetic, man. This is. I'm new at content creation. I'm learning, and I'm pretty fucking terrible at it. I feel like I make stuff that's more interesting than this. This is okay. I don't understand the internet.
We don't need to watch.
I mean,
Cheez-Its.
I want to support him. That's it. Watch, please give him a shot. Watch the Cheez-It video, guys, please.
I watched that video.
Was it good? Yeah, they're pretty good.
I grew up with iDubbbz, so I have a weak
Position
spot.
every day, right? But
That's why.
Is
It's
his
because
videos
they
all
grew
this
up with
bad
him.
and we just
It's
forgot?
parasocial.
Because we were like children.
I think you guys are too old.
Dan, are you zipping it? Do you have? You can speak your mind. I think it might be that they were all bad and we just forgot.
Yep.
It
I'm
might
at
be,
that
and
point.
I also
I'm
think
at that
like
point. Yes.
YouTube today is not what it used to be. I mean, the stakes keep getting higher, the level goes up.
He's left behind.
The content people are making nowadays is not what it used to be. It's better.
By the way, I want to say,
To be fair, you can't make the content now that you could make back then because YouTube's guidelines and restrictions have tightened and changed so much. There's so much now you can't get away with that you could get away with back then. So I understand his struggle to make interesting content that fits within those guidelines, but ranking fucking Cheez-Its with that haircut? And you said what Ethan's doing as a crash out? Okay.
looking back at the video that I made on Hasan, I stand so firmly on,
Fuck
so proud of that work. It was like really just I feel like it's so polished, it's well researched, it's well conceived. The arguments are substantially based on like actual stuff. Like, holy fuck. To me, this is just hilarious that this is somehow a response to that, I think.
This is
But it's more important that he gets this shit off his chest. It's more important that he dumps. We're all familiar with Goblin mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my
recently.
Yeah, they are going to point it out. I can't remember if I pointed out in my reaction or not, but it's fairly obvious from the screen that this is not even remotely recent. Recently, I'm like, look at the difference between Ethan then and Ethan now. How many years ago is this? What the fuck?
It's pretty good. Recently? You can't even.
Yep, there we
sorry,
go.
but like that weight loss, you can't even pretend that this was recent. I have a built-in mechanism against this kind of
Oh my God.
lie.
He's got a button for that. He's got an obese button. He presses it and he balloons up like the fucking Nutty Professor. Press the button, Ethan. Jesus. Sorry, wrong one, guys. Jesus Christ.
That just killed me. Recently.
Fucking like 150 pounds ago. Jeez. This actually must have been a really long time ago because I don't know. It's been.
We want to stay out of the drama.
It's been a few years since I've been at this weight, right?
Yeah.
That's when you had the Esteban look. So it must be the past month.
Well, right?
That's what you look like now, dog.
It's not. That's not exactly
break it
true.
to
It's
you.
a mustache.
Oh yeah, my.
Well,
so long ago, I mean.
I don't have the
I
chin.
don't know, bro. I see something.
I'm looking at like 20 goblin modes to 1
I am
too
curious.
far.
Forward,
Demon.
bro. Look at the camera.
Demon mode.
By the way,
Let's go.
Yeah, everything's different.
so by
This
the
is
way,
like a different fucking
oh, those
podcast.
shins. I can't believe it's so weird.
It's just two. It's just two.
You're right. There's one really
Right, it's not that
voluptuous.
many.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's not a lot of them, but they're
But he's a
very
juicer, bro.
prominent. Beautiful.
That's what they've always told me.
Tushin.
What's interesting is I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. I think this was like a joke I made one time. Demon mode. Okay, what happens in demon mode?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. This sounds bad.
What makes demon mode different than goblin mode is goblins aren't real.
Look, I'm being silly. I'm being a silly guy. Look how this is like. Look how intimidating this guy is.
Yeah.
This guy is just so much trouble,
Oh.
brother.
Really like an intimidating, powerful force. If the goblin is persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like By the way, I love so much that he includes me talking directly to Bad Empanada, not giving the context, not explaining who he is and why I don't like him. He's basically kind of fucking. I think Bad Empanada is part of his gang. I think he's in. Like that's the only way to interpret this. Watch this. I'll go back because this is important. I feel like.
Persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan, the reason the internet.
We're talking about Bad Empanada here. So, can someone explain who that is or why? Okay. Well done. Well done.
Internet got behind you when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it. At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing.
It's actually going to be 4 if Noah doesn't. It's going to be 4. It is going to be 4 complaints. It's a lot. I hope you guys are patient, but it's going to be worth it. I'm sorry, you were saying what, Ian? You have complaints for 3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing. You have a deficit of friends. You have a surplus of enemies. You feel really bad.
Do you think it's pertinent to explain why I'm
No,
suing them?
he understands none of this.
Or, well, I guess I haven't even explained why I'm suing
Oh,
them.
for
So,
lack of sidespin.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Good point.
Good point.
Nate,
And Noah's
we know
good
why.
too,
Yeah,
then.
we definitely know why. I'm probably going to sue Noah, depending on what he does in the next 2 days. Okay, fair enough. Your
Oh,
point
he
stands.
hasn't sued Noah yet. Okay. Well, wait till he gets to the end of
but
this
you
video.
also have a surplus of money. So what can you do?
I mean, his
you can
involvement in
use
it
that
alone,
money to bully and intimidate people. These public legal threats that you're making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit.
So, is his point that you're never warranted to make legal threats or to sue
or to
anyone
complain ever.
Like, surely there's some situations where that's warranted, right? Like, there has to be at
Nope.
least something. But apparently, that alone, his criticism is just that I'm doing it. Okay? I mean, I disagree.
I mean, certainly.
How
he thinks
dare
it's
you have
frivolous, right?
feelings?
That's why.
I think he's
Like he
accusing you
wouldn't
of doing
say
slap
no, you can never
suits.
sue anybody.
Which is
in his
kinda-
opinion, he thinks it's frivolous.
Okay, which kind
So
of
there you go.
Again,
Yeah,
he
he
doesn't
thinks
even
it's
know
a
what I'm
slap
suing
suit.
the three Stooges for. But Noah's is not frivolous.
Making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are hurting me. What do I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options. You have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich, is you can do
Filthy
all of-
rich, bro? What kind of commie shit is this?
Doesn't iDubbbz have as much money as Ethan? Like, aren't they both stupid rich? Hold on. Hold on. Let's Google this. Let's see if we can find out. Let's see if we can find out. iDubbbz net worth. iDubbbz estimated net worth is between 3 and 5 million. Now let's do H3H3. 20. Ethan's is 20. What is this? You're jealous you're not as rich as him? You're still a millionaire. Like, to someone like me, to us fucking normies, you're both filthy rich. There's no difference between the two of you. Like, you've got stupid money. You've got fuck you money. As long as you live reasonably. Like, if you go out living like Hasan, where you're fucking owning 20 cars and buying, you know, a fucking mansion and, you know, $10,000 outfits and shit. I mean, sure, that's ridiculous, but you've got enough money to last the rest of your life if you're not trying to live the fucking, you know, ultra rich lifestyle.
You're rich,
You're
bro.
both rich. Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
You're
but
both
he's that's derogatory. Like, bro, you're rich too. What is your
Yeah,
point?
what the fuck? This is
Not
two rich
filthy
people fighting.
Filthy. I'm not filthy rich. I'm clean rich.
Sure.
Classy rich. Filthy rich.
Where'd your watch go? There it is.
Something filthy about this. I'll have you know.
Oh, okay.
So close.
Okay.
of these things.
I've never want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point? Like at what point do you kind of fucking have to?
Right.
I mean, this is like basically
Yeah.
someone calling you a pedophile.
Like
Be like,
you-
yeah, you know, Ethan's a
Like, you have to make an example out of somebody. Like, you can't let people, because this shit is escalating, and it's escalated to the point where, you know, CPS got called on his house. Like, at some point, you have to put your foot down and be like, no, not okay. Like, you got to make an example of somebody so that future people go, oh, well, if we keep fucking with him, we don't want to end up like Noah Samsung, or we don't want to end up like this guy, or whoever he does end up suing. Yeah, like it's totally fucking reasonable.
It's a pedophile.
Yeah,
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and be
pedophile. Dan K.
I mean, sucks for Noah that he's the one that drew the short, you know, that drew the short stick there. But I'll say fuck that guy. Who cares?
KK Clancy has a similar view on Hitler. Because Dan Clancy. Now, let me tell you the difference between Noah Samson titling a video, YouTubers who support genocide. It's he in this video, and the title and the tone and the way it's delivered is an assertion of fact. Me calling Dan Clancy and immediately being like, just kidding, is a joke.
It's obvious. Yeah,
it is not a
obviously a
serious assertion of fact.
In a
I
video
don't
game.
actually think or have evidence that Dan Clancy is a pedophile.
Yeah, that's a retarded point. I mean, most
That's
of them
how
have
it
been,
works. That's how defamation works.
Yeah, damages have to
and
be
by the
done,
way,
and he
nobody
can prove
says
those
Dan
things.
Clancy can't sue me if he thinks I defamed him. Like, he's welcome to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, yeah, he's rich
But
and he
then
can
we're
afford
gonna
it. He
have to
can
take
do
a
it
look
too.
at his hard drive,
It
and
goes
that might
both
be an
ways.
issue.
KKK Clancy.
So yeah, I mean, good. You don't understand the law, so you're just continuing to be dumber and dumber. Jesus Christ. The Nazi, fucking anti-Semite. There are certain things.
What happened?
Oh yeah, here. Here is. So once again, he
chatting in about Dan Clancy.
he's once again he's trying to characterize it like
move the box, Nate.
I'm just calling him a pedophile, like just boom, boom, like oh my god, uncontested, just straight up. Like here's the full clip of it.
Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and be
Pedophile. Okay, well, maybe not, but maybe like.
Well, maybe not. Yeah, it's obviously a joke. Everyone laughs.
I don't know if that's true.
And then he even clarifies.
Definitely not. That
Well,
wasn't,
you can't.
That wasn't even. Hold on.
Dan,
That wasn't even what you
Wow,
had to
that's
say.
right there.
You're gonna and be the one.
Do you not remember?
No. I'm saying I don't know. But Dan, you can't say in good conscience that you know for sure he's not a pedophile.
I can definitely say that he is. What I can say.
I didn't say he is.
Yes, you did.
I said
literally
pedophile.
just.
All I said is pedophile. I don't know for sure. Can we check the Now, you might think this is a joke in poor taste, and that would be a perfectly
And that's fine. Yeah, you're free to critique the
And
joke.
that's why I immediately jumped at you.
It's okay. So, well, Dan thinks that. He's one of the ones that thinks that. So your criticism might be that it's a joke in poor taste, but saying it's defamation is just it's dumb.
Yeah,
it's just stupid as fuck. It's pathetic. It's a reach. It's dumb. You're dumb. This is dumb. Everything's dumb.
It's dumb, and
Welcome
you're
to
dumb for
dumb
doing
world. Things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is
Also,
like,
like,
wronfully accusing someone of being a
sorry
pedophile,
to
a
make you
sex
pause
criminal, a
again,
murderer,
but-
shit like that. Dan Clancy now, in other words, he is a pedophile. By the way, the way I assert it with confidence is the joke.
Right.
And I always immediately be like, I don't actually know if he's a pedophile. By the way, I love this argument. It's so good. When you go, he's not a pedophile, I go, well, how do you know that? You don't know he's not a pedophile.
I can't believe you're having to explain jokes
I think
to
that's compelling
iDubbbz.
stuff. What were you going to say?
Just that.
If you just stopped me in fucking 2017, 2016, towards when he made his last content cop and told me that in less than 10 years, we'd be living in a world where iDubbbz has to have comedy explained to him because he's too sensitive, I'd punch you in the face. I think you were crazy. I would punch you in the stomach and be, shut up. Stop fucking with me. I'd think you were a hater. But yet, here we are.
The irony of pointing out you making a bad taste joke, and this is iDubbbz.
I didn't make a bad faith joke. It was a bad
Yes,
taste
you
joke.
did.
Bad taste
No, it was a
joke
bad
is
taste
what I
joke.
said.
It wasn't made in bad faith. I wasn't.
No, I
wasn't
said bad taste.
Oh,
Bad taste,
Okay, my bad. I thought you said bad faith.
Bad faith,
Oh.
bad taste.
I'm saying this is iDubbbz.
It tastes like beef jerky.
He's Mr. He
Tastes like
changed.
beef
He doesn't
jerky.
do that anymore.
Well, he didn't. He's making a content cup, so.
I think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
I don't even know if you can call this a content cop. Like
True.
This is like a static, nothing happens, shitty editing, no sketches, no jokes.
I guess they call these slop videos now.
Yeah.
I don't know the term.
That's what I make.
It's kind of just a
Slop
slop yeah.
content.
Slop video.
Kind of is. I mean, it definitely is shit.
Slop tube.
Like I said, I think Mika did a better job of taking me out.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Mika. We love you, girl.
It's me again.
We see you, girl. Or shit like that. Dan Clancy now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
You have so much less to go off of saying that
Oh
than
no,
anybody
I'm
has
just saying
about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just based on his
Well, at least you're self-aware.
Yeah, see, that's all. That's what we call not
Damn,
an
still
assertion of fact, which is the legal definition of when you are in earnest explaining something as if it is objectively true.
Do we like content slop or slop cop? Or neither?
I don't like
slop.
either of them because it sounds like content puke,
Slop
which I think
cop.
sounds so
I like slop
stupid.
cop
and
better
sounds
because
so
content slop is what you
It's
can
too obvious.
argue with.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
other
100%
reactors are
a
doing.
joke. I have no
It's the
evidence
most
to.
Thank you for the slop. iDubbbz, you provided me with weeks worth of slop. I appreciate it.
Thin
Conclude.
joke Hasan's ever made. And you hate it.
It's the most Ethan joke.
Calling it content puke.
It's the most that's not an Ethan
Because you,
joke.
yes,
It is
it
way
is.
high level than that.
Come on.
I can't believe you of all people today, would question my comedic prowess.
I think he calls it context puke.
Oh yeah, he adjusted it. It's now context
Oh,
puke.
It's evolved.
Context
puke.
Because he
I
That's
see.
worse.
'Cause it's-
I'll be honest.
it's a
It is
downgrade.
worse.
Content puke was better, for sure.
Because everything's out of context.
Yeah.
Great joke, Ethan. Again, it's like, okay, you're getting defensive. You think it was in poor taste. That's fine.
The
Not
chat seems to
definite.
like content flop.
If you're listen, if you want to be a baby and be
Okay, that's where I got to end it. We're going to have to pick this one up tomorrow. So the second half of this, I'll pick up from the 3-hour mark. That's about where we're at in his podcast. Let me save this to a playlist. Bookmark that, save it. All right, so we'll save that to a playlist because, yeah, I can't go any further. I'm falling asleep here and it's affecting my content. I don't want to make bad content or any worse than it already is. Again, still new, still learning. But his response has been kind of on point with all the stuff that I've been saying so far. But something tells me all the media, all the good bits are going to be on the end. So that's what I'm hoping comes tomorrow. We'll try to pick this up tomorrow. We do stream. Well, actually, it'll be later tonight by the time this video is posted. So later tonight, we usually start at around 11 p.m. So if you guys want to see the end into this, do show up. And you can participate in it. You can chat with it. I kind of waited too late here, and I think all my viewers have fallen asleep. I do have them, believe it or not. They're not many, but they're there. We're getting somewhere, a little bit at a time. Watch my videos. Help me hit the watch hours, so maybe I can get some monetization and put a membership button there. If not, there's a donation link in the description. For now, though, I do need to get to bed and get some kind of nap on my day off so I can wake up, edit, and post this, and then finish it up on the live stream for tonight. Anyway, I want to thank all of you guys for watching this video, and hope to see you on the live stream tonight. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.